Hi! How's it going, guys? Good evening! Hello, hello! I missed you guys. What's up, Damien? Hello, Eric, Jake Attends, Antonio, Orville, Pickled Lennon, hello. Well, I'm 27 and I'm still living with my parents in Overland Park. I have an art history degree from a night school. My cat just died. I've lost 25% control of my sphincter muscles. I get a clicking sound in my jaw when I eat. I drive a 91 Dodge Neon. I have ovarian cysts. Sometimes I pee the bed still. I have alopecia. The only man who wants to fuck me is my 48-year-old manager at Pizza Street. P.S. He only has one ball. So I guess, better than you. Hello! Hi! Hello, everybody. Jargon, thank you for the 56-month resub. Damien, thank you for the stream streak. Fishman, Queen Marika, Boople Snort, hello Mel, Ferris Bear, Hannah. Thank you for the 57 months. On Tier 3, campaign for the loudest Wetsy starts now. Yeah, there's a leaderboard, baby. Jargon, thank you for the 35 streams as well. Me when I'm in a loud competition and my opponent is Alex S. Koopa. Me when I'm in a loud competition and my opponent is Ricky, apparently. Like, what the fuck? We'll get to that. Huntober, Marble Sky, hello. Marinated Mars, PK Magic Al, thank you for the 35-month resub. Ew, my comfort streamer has returned. Oh my god, the cozy vibes, they're back, thank god. Clefable, so loud the sound ain't coming out. Yeah, it's the falsetto. The whistle tones, dog whistle. Clefable, Cat Princess Queen, thank you so much for the 38 months. Pickled Lennon, Damien, Eric, Jicatens, Antonio, Orville, Gay Pedestrian, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Marble Sky, 3 ice creams. Hello, hello, Amy, PK Magic Girl, Gavids.com. Hello. Oh my god, that Jigglypuff. Huh? Huh? I need a fucking huh emo. I need it. God, that's so good. What's up, Marinated Mars, Rancher Lex, hello. Also, your voice dropped. Congrats. Thank you. Oh my god. Thank god. I'm so happy. It finally happened. Excuse me. Cat Princess Queen, thank you so much for the 38 months. Rancher Lex, thank you for the streak. Hello. I'm sick now, curling up with a blanket. Electric blanket. Ooh, weak to ground. Hi. Good evening, guys. Thank you for stopping by. I missed you all so much. I am still sick. But thankfully my voice has returned, but my lungs are still fucked up. It's basically become bronchitis now, which that typically lasts for me for like 3 weeks, but I might do urgent care tomorrow because last night I coughed 4 times so hard that I puked, which was really annoying. But today, the Mucinex that I took yesterday is like starting to actually do something. Is that a body bag? A body bag? No, that is our old comforter that Ruby likes to lay on when she comes in here sometimes. So yeah, that is not just a void to hell. The original Jimmy is in there, deep down somewhere. We're trying to find him. Name a woman. Sandra Bullock. I watched half of a Sandra Bullock movie over the weekend. I had laryngitis recently. I hope you get better soon. I had laryngitis at the beginning of 2020, and I honestly think it was actually COVID, to be honest. But yeah, still coughing a lot, which is really annoying. It gets worse at night. But yeah, I've just, still taking cough medicine and stuff. So we'll see. That's exactly what someone would say if it wasn't a body bag. Oh, shit. She's got zoomies. I don't know why. She's got zoomies. Ruby! Ruby! Dallas is in the bathtub. Yeah, Ruby did that. She came careening towards the door and pushed it open. Damn, she fucking kicked that door. She does it a lot. Because, the Ethernet cable that runs through the living room all the way behind this wall out from my door. And sometimes it keeps the door from closing all the way so she can fucking push it open. And sometimes it's pushed all the way that she can't do that. And I'll just hear her fucking crash into the door because she has zoomies and she wants to come run around in here. But she thinks she can open the door, so she pushes and she can't. And it's the loudest thing. It's like a boom. And I'm like, oh my god, she just hurt herself and she's probably so embarrassed. Queen Marika, thank you so much. Hi, Juju Puff. She said, keep the door open up in my house. Yes, she's like, I need to make sure you're not choking on a Lego in there. Thank you. But hello. Good evening, guys. Thank you for coming to my stream today. Fizz Opera, thank you for the 2-year resub. So, on Friday, I flew to New York. And it was a pretty chill day. I got up really early, went to the airport, yada, yada, yada. Flew home, took a nap. And then, I saw my sister's new apartment, which was great. It's so cute. She is living with one of her friends, and it's just adorable. And it has like a classic New York apartment look, but like all like renovated kitchen. It's really, really beautiful. Did you sage it though? Unfortunately, no. I was all out, but I did sprinkle onion powder all over the place, and she yelled at me. Slay us, mama. Thank you so much for the 48 months. Thank you, thank you. Wait, I said hi in New York across the street, and you ignored me, Jimmy Wetzel. Rude. I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I thought you were one of the rats. Gnawing on a fucking slice of pizza. Anyway, hi Joshua. Hello, hello. Hi Rich. Ambi Virtual, thank you for the 42 months. Ate the fuck up. I had 4 days to come up with new material. I had a big vacation, okay? Hello, Joshua. Welcome back, King. Shadiest moment of 2023. The buzzer beater. It's almost over, but I made it just in time. Thank you, Joshua, for the 48 months. Beyond Friday night, I didn't really have anything to do. It was kind of rainy, so I didn't go downtown, and I was really tired. Yiff, yiff, yiff! Hi, Danny. Hi, Kim. God, there's so much to talk about in pop culture. There's so much to talk about. Anyway, so instead of like doing anything productive on Friday night, I smoked my aunt back in July. My Aunt Teresa. We went to a family reunion, and then a bunch of my family went back to a hotel, and my Aunt Teresa is huge stoner, but like she's 50 something, and she's not like, she just does it because she's just like, I got pain and anxiety and I can't do anything. So like she is always like a little stoned all the time. So I knew she was the hookup. So she gave me an Excedrin bottle with like just a ton of just weed in it. And I've smoked from a bowl once. But typically if I have weed, it's edibles. Or like a wax pen. So I've never really like, outside of one time, like actually smoked a joint, really. And I didn't roll it. She gave me like a fake cigarette that you like push it into the weed and then it gets stuck in there and then you light that. And it sucked. I hated it. And I could not for the life of me figure out how to fucking do it right. When back in July, but I still had it. I see the Diva Jean runs in the family. Oh, she is the queen of tall tales. She's the queen of exacerbating a story, sprinkling in little details to accent the story. We are the same. I am her. She is me. But yeah, she's the one that, like, I have my Aunt Noreen, who is like, she was already a big part of my life, but especially after my mom died, like, really stepped in and, like, became, like, a mother figure for me. Cackling Stumps, thank you for the 49 months. And she's a lesbian, like, we have that. But when I need to talk about depression, my Aunt Teresa is the only one to, like, really get me. And I remember when I was talking about, like, not really feeling ready to go to college, and just, I had a lot of things going on that nobody in my family really understood except for her. So I really bonded with her about that, because she's had it rough compared to all of my aunts and uncles, for sure. So I love her so much. But yeah, so she gave me weed, and I kind of smoked it in July, but I didn't really, like, I couldn't figure it out. And I also, I'm terrible at using, like, actual lighters. I'm afraid I'm gonna burn myself. I just could not for the life of me get it. So instead I used one of those, like, lighter guns that you use to, like, light a candle. I used that instead on Friday. But I was like, I have weed, I don't feel like going out and buying edibles, like, I'll just try to smoke this again. And it wasn't a lot. It, like, I didn't really get super high, but I got high enough that I got high enough that I had, like, I could not stop watching TikToks, which is not really anything different than me normally, but the stuff I was watching was so fucking stupid. I'm finding it. I'm gonna send it. So basically on Friday I did some drawing, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna post them yet. I want to finish some of them, because they're mostly just, like, sketches at the moment. I'm trying to find here we go, Discord. Send file. I downloaded it in case I wouldn't be able to find it ever again. So this fucking video, it's, like, actually insane how I probably watched this video on loop, like, probably 40 times. And every single time, like, it hit the same as it did the first time. It's so... Dallas is giggling in the other room because I sent it to him. And he's like, you're fucking insane. Ugh, it's so annoying. Some of you who I have as friends on TikTok have probably seen it because I'm sure I sent it to you. Please let me screen share it. Please, 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 please. Yes! This fucking video, I watched it, I'm not exaggerating, 40 times. It was so insane. I was like, this is mesmerizing. The olives. The fucking olives. It's, like, so perfectly synced with the music. When they fucking cross their legs like that and, like, step back and forth. Oh my god. Hypnotizing. I have never felt more like an iPad child in my life. The pull at the beginning for the flower. Yes, yes. I love the fucking corn hair. Oh my god, it's so good. Anyway, so yeah, I did that on Friday, and It was delightful. I ate an entire block of Colby Jack cheese. I'm just sitting there laying in bed like this, coughing, not just because I smoked, but also because I'm sick, and just munching on cheese, watching these fucking ants over and over. And it was delightful. Yes, an entire block. Yes, 8 servings of Colby Jack cheese in one go. The constipation didn't hit me. Not at all. So yeah, that was my Friday. And then Saturday, I went down into the city and I just kind of walked around. I went out to Brooklyn because I wanted to go. There's a thrift store chain in LA. I should hunt while I'm doing this, while I'm talking. But there's a thrift store chain that I've been to in LA called Out of the Closet. And they donate, I think, pretty much all of their proceeds to HIV/AIDS research. And they offer free testing and everything. It's a great thrift store. They are not immune to inflation, though, unfortunately. And also the rise of, like, thrifty girls going in and buying cheap shit and then selling it on Depop. Like, it had vintage store prices rather than thrift store prices. So I didn't end up getting anything. Because I was like, I'm not paying more than $5 for a t-shirt at a thrift store. I'm just not doing it. Unless it's, like, you know, really, like, nice condition or, like, a button down or something. And even then, I'm not. You were in Brooklyn and you couldn't do me a solid and hit me in the head with a brick. It was during work hours, Josh, although it was a Saturday. One of these days, I am gonna meet up with you. I think that would be fun. Or you could just fly out to LA and we'll do Jimmy Con and stuff, because that's what, at this point, many of us are gonna be on the other coast. But yeah, so Friday I just did that. Excuse me. And then I went back into town, into Manhattan, and I went to Toy Tokyo, which is just an import toy store that I love that sells tons of stuff. And they didn't really have anything that I really wanted this time. But I did. If anybody wants to redeem Little Object, I have a Pokeball here. And there's a mystery Pokemon inside. And I can guarantee you it's not going to be... I would love for somebody to try to guess what Pokemon's in here. But I have a feeling that no one's going to guess what's in here. Because it feels like very random. Hi, Leah. Thank you. It feels like such a random choice for what's in here. But yeah, I'll let people get some guesses. If you guess it correctly, you don't win anything. But I will be impressed. Ooh, I would love if it was Grumpig. It is not Grumpig. Yeah, winner gets an E handshake. Winner gets an E hug. You get Reddit karma. Oh my god, Chikorita. Unfortunately, no. I did bring home a Chikorita plushie, though, that I had a long time ago. I went through a bunch of my stuff. My dad is looking at new houses because he's getting married next year. And he's looking to maybe move to Connecticut where he works. Because he drives like an hour every day for work. And he's like, I would rather not do that anymore. So he's been looking with his fiance at houses. So he's like kind of trying to go through all the stuff that he has beforehand. Alright, nobody guessed it. So I'll open it up. I'll zoom in a little bit. I love that it's a level ball. There was like Ultra Balls and Premier Balls and stuff. But I got Dallas and I both got the same Pokemon. And I got us both level balls because it was like the only interesting Pokeball. I got him a Premier Ball and myself an Ultra Ball. But this time they had Apricorn Balls, so. It's weird. It's like not like a... It's not like it like a clamshell. Like... Oh my god. It's so hard to open. This is ridiculous. How the hell did I get it the first time? Okay, I got it. It's Hoppip! Because it's a Scarlet and Violet set, and I guess they did, like, all Pokemon that's on the first route. So there was Lechonk, Pawmi, Smoliv, and stuff. But I thought it was so cute that it was Hoppip. So now I have a little Hoppip that can just sit on my desk. So cute. What a little baby. I love Hoppip. I will probably be hunting Hoppip in this badge quest. I think the next thing I'm going to do is Eevee. What if you opened it and those Kavunti ants were inside? Speaking of that word, I'm shadow banned on my alt account. Not because I post nudes or anything, which I don't. Because I said Kavunti, and I even censored it. But when I came home yesterday, I was looking up, I was logged in on my Jimmy Wetzel account. And I was trying to see something on my alt account. Because I think I needed to, like, check... like the bio. I wanted to make sure that my art account was in the bio. And I was trying to type in Jimby Vivo, and it wasn't showing up in the search, which is crazy. Yeah, Diva down. Diva down. This is a bad omen. Yeah. Going into 2024 with the wrong vibe. Hi, Gabbow. Good luck with the Togepi. On my flight into New York, so I've been sick for a little bit, and it's been on and off, like, sinus problems, mostly a cough, and then, like, my voice was really bad last week, but my ears, I have not had ear pain on a flight in a long time. It was so bad. It really felt like they were gonna fucking explode. I was very scared, and then for the entire weekend, my hearing in this ear has been kind of muffled. And then the same thing happened. It, like, started all over again on the flight here back home, which sucks. So my ears kind of fucked up. Jimmy avoiding the pink elephant in the room. Oh, I'll get to it. Yeah, so that's been annoying too. And then, yeah, Saturday was pretty chill. I watched a Sandra Bullock movie called 2 Weeks Notice. It's her and Hugh Grant. It was on the TV, and my dad has cable, so he just had, like, the movie channel on it. It was on TV. And I was like, this kind of looks cute. Like, it's New York in 2002. Like, I like Sandra Bullock. You know, I don't know if she's had any statements on recent world events that I would scoff at, but, you know, in my mind, I like Sandra Bullock. So I was like, you know what, I'll watch it. And I watched it, and I was like, wow, this movie feels like it's going on for forever. I was like 45 minutes in, and there was still an hour and 20 minutes for a romantic comedy. I was like, what the fuck? Like, 45 minutes into the movie, they introduce, like... So, Sandra Bullock's character, like, becomes a lawyer. She's a activist. And she's trying to save this Coney Island community center from being torn down and turned into apartments. So she gets a job as a lawyer at the company who is planning to demolish the building to stop them from doing that. And the whole thing is, like, she falls in love with her boss, but she doesn't realize it. And, like, it shows them, like, clearly acting like a married couple, but, like, having no romantic interest in each other. Like, they just are that codependent on each other. And I thought that was going to be the entire movie. And then, like, 45 minutes into the movie, they introduce, like, a new character who's supposed to be like, oh, she's the new intern who is clearly making moves on the boss. And Sandra Bullock's character is like, oh my god, like, I didn't realize I was in love with this man, and now that it seems like he's gonna get taken away by this girl, I really have to do something. And that was when I stopped watching the movie, because I was like, I don't think I have another hour and 20 minutes in me of this movie that is, like, just barely entertaining. Like, I kind of had it on as background noise while I just, like, fucking drew on my iPad and shit, you know? And I played, I think I played, like, a little bit of Splatoon, but... kind of yelling at you saying, I don't know if they did anything bad, leave me alone, about every celebrity. That's how it fucking is. There are people on Food Network that I've been seeing lately that I'm like, now why the fuck do you have to have this opinion? Why? Why did you have, like, why? What the fuck? That's so annoying. Like, it's just, it's ridiculous. But that's really how it is at the moment. With, like, every celebrity because of the world, you know? But yeah, and then on Sunday, I went to Pieces in New York City, drag bar. And I met up with my friend Nicole, who lives in LA, but she's been out of town. I think she might have been in Spain. I know she was in Florida for a little bit. She's just like on her winter break seeing family in New York because she's from New York. So I met up with her because I didn't get to see her in October when I went to LA. And I'll see her in a few weeks when we move, but I still wanted to hang out with her and catch up because it's been since last Christmas since I've seen her. And I saw Lexington Banks and Essence NYC on their Sunday show. And they were great. I posted videos on my Instagram. There's a video on Twitter that I posted that was like the highlight of the show. They did this mashup of Heated from Renaissance and GUI from Art Pop. And it was so fucking good. I just need you to see, like, this one little part. No shiny. It was so good. So good. You sound so much better now. Yeah, my voice thankfully has returned, which is great because I'm going to audition for Boxtown. They're recasting the lead character, and the deadline is the 16th, and I was really nervous. I wanted to do it before my trip, but I just could not fucking do my whole voice. Ooh, yes, I'll do a prediction. Look at this fucking, like, the level of Kavunt in this one clip. It was so good. I kind of wish I hadn't zoomed out, but I didn't know. I thought she was gonna fucking jump off the stage. Cause she did like before, like 5 minutes before. I was like, is another jump coming? So I kind of zoomed out just in case. But it was great. It was a really good show, and one of the queens grabbed my hair and, like, because she was just performing to the crowd, she grabbed my hair and, like, spun my head around, and then she put my hand on her ass, and I was like, ah! It was everything. Yeah, it was great. It was the first time I got there early enough that I had a seat. Normally I'm standing on the side of the stage because it's really packed, but it was a little bit of a smaller crowd on a Sunday night. You know, people have work the next day. So there was tables available, and they were all full. Like, it was, you know, it was not an empty crowd. Like, it was full, but it was, like, not crazy. Because normally it's like people are there for the bar, not the drag show. This time it was like everyone there that was there for the show, you know, which was nice. So I didn't have to fight with people who are, like, not even paying attention for a good spot, you know. So that was great. But yeah, it was a good time. And then I got so fucking drunk, dude. I got so fucked up so fast. I really felt like an insane person on my walk back to the train because, like, I felt like I was walking in slow-mo and I'm, like, singing to myself. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I had a vodka and Coke with a double shot, but they gave it to me in a glass that's usually for a single, because they didn't have any, like, bigger glasses at the moment. So it was, like, pretty much only vodka and, like, no Coke. And it was so gross. So then I got a Long Island. Nicole bought me a Long Island, and then I bought her a Long Island. Because I just was like, I'll just buy you your second drink, so that way I don't have to Venmo you. It's just the same. And so I had 3 drinks, and oh my god, it was crazy, but it was so good. And I was so glad. It's been like a year since the last time I think I saw a drag show, so I was really happy to get to see something. Because I don't think Dallas and I saw anybody when we went back in July, if I remember correctly. Oh no, I saw drag for my birthday. I brought my dad to a drag cabaret show at Lucky Chang's in New York City on my birthday, and he lived for the dolls. It was so good. I was so happy that he had a good time. But yeah, at the show, the queens were like, so what do we think of Pink Friday 2? And everyone was like, yeah. It was fine. Like, woo. And that's how I feel too. Hi, Poke Special. That's how I feel too. I listened to it. I listened to the entire thing on my flight to New York. And I don't think it's bad. Like, there's a lot of songs on there that I'm like, okay, like if this came on shuffle, I wouldn't skip it. Like, I liked quite a bit. Like, I like added them to my library to like listen to a few more times and then get a verdict. But I gotta say, calling it Pink Friday 2, I think was the death sentence for this album, because I really thought it was gonna be like 2010s, like high camp Nicki Minaj and like a lot of singing. Like, I don't think it would have been. It literally, it's a direct-to-DVD sequel. Exactly. It's like Beauty and the Beast 2. Like, it's like Cinderella 2. Like, we didn't need this. Like, nobody asked. Like, it's not even at the level of like a Disney like animated series, like the Hercules series or like the Aladdin series. Like, those are good. It was like, it was very much Cinderella 2. Like, okay. Oh, cool. The rat's a human. Oh, interesting. Okay. But yeah, I think I was very nervous when the first song on the track is Nicki singing over a sped up Billie Eilish song. And Fuck This Club Up, which sounded like something I made in junior year music class with GarageBand samples, also did not really make me feel like I was gonna like this album. But I actually ended up, what are the songs I bookmarked? Obviously Pink Friday Girls, I think, is one of the standouts of the album, which again, it's another one where she's singing over a sample, but like most music is that nowadays. I love it when Charlie XCX does it, so let's not be hypocritical, you know. Excuse me, I need to blow my nose again. Panda in the Sky, thank you so much for the 16 months. I was not expecting Red Ruby the Sleaze to be on this album. I was like, wait, that was like that's technically a single from this era? What? so long ago. What the fuck? But I guess so. But yeah, Pink Friday Girls, Forward from Trini, Cowgirl, which apparently Cowgirl has this girl from TikTok who has a reverse mohawk on the song. What? So fucking random. Very easy. Thank you so much for the 38 months. Needle feat Drake. I don't like Drake as a person, but I don't hate his music sometimes. I liked it because I was like, okay, like whatever. R&B. Let Me Calm Down, I liked that one as well. Fallen for You, Barbie Dangerous, and that was really the only ones from the album that I was like, I like this enough to add it to my library to like have come on shuffle sometimes, but I'm not gonna really be seeking these out when I'm like, I really want to listen to Nicki right now. Like, it's not happening, which is really disappointing. Also, I love all the memes of like, I hate AI, me 5 minutes later. Just landed in Gag City. Because it's so fucking true, though. And she hopped on the Gag City stuff so fast. She had Sachin putting shit into ChatGPT the day before the album came out. It is crazy. But, yeah, pretty much like a very just fine album. Again, I don't think I would have had a problem with it overall if it wasn't called Pink Friday 2. Like, that to me was like the nail in the coffin, because it just doesn't feel like it's any. That's like if Gaga put out. That's like if she called Joanne like Art Pop 2. You know? That's how it feels to me. Like, not remotely the same sort of vibe. I feel like the only thing that evokes Pink Friday really is like the song called Pink Friday Girls and all the Gag City like promotional materials to me. But yeah, that's my opinion on Pink Friday 2. Pretty just fine album. Yeah. Hi, Kay. How you doing? I wanted to stream yesterday, but I just was feeling so, like, I literally couldn't hear out of both of my ears. Now I can hear out of this ear, and this one's just muffled. But yesterday I literally could not hear. When Dallas picked me up from the airport, it was literally, huh? Huh? Anyway, that's my review of The Wolf of Wall Street. Hi, Rattan. I did not hear the Kids Bop version of Padam, and I don't really think I want to. Oh, I'm muted. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, I'm not feeling better. My voice is back, but I'm still coughing like crazy, which sucks. I should use my allergy spray. Even though what I'm dealing with right now is not allergies, it still helps me breathe. Aren't you so excited for Indigo Disc? Oh yeah, that comes out this week. I don't have a schedule made for this week. I will be streaming every day. I just kind of don't really know what I've got going on at the moment, to be completely honest. It's a weird week. We're like applying for apartments and like trying to get stuff viewed and everything, so I'm like worried about that. And then I'm also like not feeling great. I might have to go to urgent care. I'm like trying to see. I really don't want to have to go because I don't want to spend money for them to just be like, it's a viral infection. And like, I thought I might want to go because it could be like a bacterial pneumonia. Oh, great. All of my Zyrtec emptied out into my bag. That's really fucking wonderful. That's cool. But yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to go to urgent care because I'm like, they're just gonna tell me ride it out and like take Tylenol, you know. But I'm like, what if it's a Dallas's sister who we think got us sick, which, you know, it's not her fault, but she had to go on antibiotics, so we're like, well, if it's the same thing she had, we probably need it as well. So kind of up in the air if I want to do that. Okay, I don't know where my fucking nasal spray is, but it's okay. I have new ones. I'll take my Zyrtec though. Hey, Dreamy Kuma. Yeah, I'm still a little sick. That's another thing. Speaking of the fear of healthcare, we need to get you a cute purse. I would love a purse, honestly. I think I want to become like a cute like little messenger bag gay. I do have a little fanny pack that Dallas's brother got me for Christmas last year. But yeah, speaking of healthcare, I'm getting kicked off my dad's coverage because I'm 26 and I have until the 31st. So I'm like trying to figure out how I'm gonna get healthcare. Cause like I don't have a California like residence yet. I'm like trying to wait and see if I can like submit after we've signed a lease for a place, because then I can put that address and then I can get California state healthcare insurance. I might end up getting health insurance from my part-time job if I get enough hours to qualify, but I don't have a job yet. I'm like waiting till I move to LA to apply for jobs and stuff because I gotta know where I'm living. It's like I just have so much going on. I have a filling that is literally like every time I chew on this side it pops out of place. I have to push it back into place with my finger. And So I need to go to the dentist for that. But I can't go to the dentist if I have a cough because I'm going to be fucking coughing in their face while they're trying to work on me. It's like, I just got so much on my mind. I got to find a place for Ruby to stay for Christmas because we're going away with Dallas's family. Dallas and I want to do a subathon this month to raise money for our moves, and it's going to be like an uncapped one where like we stream ourselves sleeping because we think it'd be fun. So I gotta like think of that. I just got a lot going on, so I kind of am like, I'm streaming this week, but I'm not gonna tie myself down to anything. I'm just gonna stream what I feel up to doing. I accidentally turned my captions off, sorry. But I think tomorrow, I'll see. I might do Ace Attorney tomorrow. But the DLC, the Pokemon DLC comes out, what, Thursday? Right? The 14th? I think it's the 14th. Whenever day that comes out, I will be streaming that when it comes out. And then Saturday, I think Saturday's really the only thing that's like pretty much decided on. I think I'm going to do a Lethal Company stream. I asked Mel and Lauren are free for most of the day on Saturday. Dallas is going to play too, and then David will probably join me in the evening when he gets off work. So, yeah, we'll be doing that, which is exciting. I'm very excited to see that. I probably won't be playing Pokemon at midnight just because I go to sleep at like 1, and like I'm trying not to stay up too late and stuff because I'm sick. Because I've been sleeping. That's another thing. I've been sleeping till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon just because I'm so fucking sick, dude. It's so annoying. So, I feel like I'm not able to get anything done. I'm pissed. We went to the gym like every day in November, and it was amazing. Like, my mental health was doing great because it was like a way to get out of the house, and I was feeling good about myself. And then we got sick, and we haven't been able to go. And then we started to feel better. Like, we didn't really have a cough anymore for like a couple of days. We started to feel better. We went back to the gym, but our lung capacity was so fucked up from being sick before that it was a horrible workout, and we have not gone back since. So I just kind of like feel like my life is in shambles at the moment, and my life is in shambles on the brink of like a huge life change of moving across the country. Like, I'm really like kind of fucking freaking out, honestly, about it. But yeah. Woo! I just get the Panera lemonade that kills you to stay awake. Ooh, that's a good idea. It'll be worth it, girl. It will be worth it. Yeah, like it's tough, but like it's gonna be so great. Like, I'm very excited to be moving and everything, and you know, once we're out there, it's gonna feel like a huge change for us in a good way, and open up opportunities for us in a lot of ways as well. What's Your Nation excited for the next era? Thank you. I'm gonna stand in front of Dallas's car so you don't get to California. Damn. Why would you do that? You don't want to be neighbors? You don't want to be neighbors that bad? Speaking of Wetsy Nation, my Twitch recap came in, and I posted online, but if you haven't seen it yet, we'll take a look. I'm opening it in Chrome. Okay. I need to crop it so you can see. Hang on. Thank you to everybody who has posted their Twitch recap. You can find it if you watch on your browser. Typically, it's at the bottom of like the channel page. But you can also check your email that's associated with your Twitch account, and you'll get a link to the page that way as well. So these were my top used emotes of the year. Shout out to Jimby. Ooh, because you know I love a shady comment. Everyone's so welcoming, saying hello this year as well. And honestly, very surprised to see Jimby hype up there. I feel like my hype emotes are relatively underused, despite how long they've been on my account, you know? Can I just say the 1.5k of the frogs was my ass? Yeah, everybody posting the frogs the bubbles emote during my breaks were absolutely what got it there. Hello, Mando. Meryl Streep, hello. Thank you for the 35 stream streak. Yeah, I'm surprised that Jimby Daffy and Jimby Unlook were not up there. Jimby Daffy especially, because like when I added that, it was all people were fucking posting, you know? So I'm very surprised that didn't make the top 5, but I'm sure I could look up. It's probably in the top 10. I would not be surprised. Jimby Bruh's another one of my favorites. I think for the next year, I think I'm gonna work with Mel to maybe redo some of my older emotes. Because there have been some new ones this year that are so good, like the Monokuma Copium and the Mickey Mouse. Yeah, so many new ones this year that I'm really surprised at them not being up there. But I want to go back and like, I feel like hype could be changed out for like a let's fucking go, you know? Like I want some more like cartoony meme emotes. And I've been like slowly over the last like 2 years shifting towards that versus like emotes that are basically emojis for Twitch chat, like a laughing emote. Like people are just gonna keep smash. They're not gonna type Jimby low very much, you know? So I might phase that out. But thank you so much for chatting with some emotes. My top 3 tags. I'm assuming this means like ones that I use the most, but maybe it's like ones I was at the top of the viewers for. I'm not really sure, but annoying, evil, gay. Like, what else would it be? My loudest fans. I don't know what the fuck this means, because Ricky, Rokopedia Ricky, being number 2 is so insane to me, because he would only be here for my Kingdom Hearts streams, and all he would do was post the fucking popcorn emote when he was like making fun of me for dying to a boss. Like, he works like a real fucking job and is doing that all the time. So if it's lurking, then that's kind of crazy that he watches me so much and has nothing to say. But like, what the fuck? Why is he here? I'm floored that Mel is not here, that Anne is not here, because the amount of times that I get Anne in like a fucking tizzy by annoying her and she posts like 5 messages in a row, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. But yeah, shoutouts to Jargon, Ricky, Rich, Damien, Hannah, Alex, Marcine, Nerd Strikes Back, and Eric for having so much to say, apparently. And let me tell ya, I love reading it every single time. So thank you guys. Here's to next year. Here is my recap as a viewer. You already fucking know where I am every single goddamn day. It's Miss Lauren Waru Peachy. You love to see it, the diva. I feel like my stream time would have been even higher watching her if my sleep schedule this past year has been horrendous. Last year, I was up every day at like 10 a.m. So I would wake up, I would watch Lauren stream on my phone for like an hour or so, and then Dallas and I would go about our day. And then if she would still usually be live when we get home and I'm cooking dinner. This year, like, we had so many days where we didn't wake up till like 3 p.m. It's so fucking bad. Yeah, she also has been streaming a little less because she has a job. So there's that too. But yeah. Danny's up there, Mel's up there, David's there. Dallas, I am at Dallas's streams, but typically we're streaming at the same time, and then if he's live, I can just fucking hear him from the other room. So I don't usually have his stream open unless I'm like talking, but I can hear everything he's saying. So I don't usually have him open. But yeah, and then my stream recap. Oh, your girl was fucking hustling this year. I streamed almost every single day this year, and I'm proud of it. So thank you for watching. So many new subs this year, new followers this year, hours watched, chats sent, most popular categories. Pokemon kind of just entails everything Pokemon related. Zelda, I'm not surprised to see. Sims 4. I feel like Sims and Kingdom Hearts are probably the breakout stars of playthrough series this year. Kingdom Hearts, it just gets broken up into a bunch of different games. I think if it was all one category, Kingdom Hearts would probably be the number one. Can we hit 500k chats this year, though? Let's try it. Let's try it, girls. Let's do it. But yeah, thank you so much for being at my streams this year. I really appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to next year and trying to accomplish new things and try some new new things. Next year, when I'm in a kitchen that is hopefully not roach infested, I'll be doing cooking and baking streams way more often because I really love doing those this year. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Mine. I think we all need to become Fortnite only streamers. I have fucking loved streaming Fortnite so much. I love playing Fortnite. We won twice last night. I played last night because I just didn't feel like streaming. I was not feeling good, but I still wanted to play because I hadn't played in a few days. We did so well last night. I'll probably stream Fortnite tonight. I want to try to get to 2,000 encounters, which I think is very doable. But yeah, I'll probably play either solos or with my friends. We'll see. I apparently played Fortnite for 700 hours this year. That's fucking crazy. But I wouldn't be surprised if mine's pretty close to that too. I've played most of the latter half of the year. My top game category being Splatoon, and none of my top streamers stream it. She's a stream hopper. She does what she does. It's alright. Big Top Cupcake literally came up in conversation at my work today. I was thinking of you. Aw, maybe next year I do Big Top Donut because I do have it still. Honestly, Big Top Cupcake fucking sucks. Like, who wants to eat that much of just cake not being broken up by like a filling? It fucking sucks. It's a terrible idea for a product. It's not good. Me, I love cake. Yeah, but like, it's so much cake. I have one every week. Girl. And your skin is that clear? What is the secret? What the hell is the secret? Jimmy single-handedly putting Sims 4 at my top 3 most watched. Maybe I'll play Sims tomorrow because finally my kids are about to age up so I can do an eviction stream and we could try out the For Rent pack. T-blockers. Damn. Well, the proof is in the pudding. She's serving most fucking glam the fuck out Wetsy of every year for forever. No, but they're Baked Alaska. What is Baked Alaska? Ooh, that looks yummy. I watched, the Barefoot Contessa, well, it was high, a TikTok of her making marshmallows from scratch came up, and I was like, I want to eat that. If you poured syrup on it, was fresh out of the oven, it would probably be better. Yeah, a simple syrup. Probably. I'm scared to see my Switch year in review. I should see that too. I forgot my Chromecast. I brought it home finally, but I forgot my Chromecast when Dallas and I went to New York in July. I brought the Chromecast and then I left it there. So I think one of my top used Switch apps this year is probably going to be YouTube because we started using our our Switches to watch videos in the bedroom. Me too for the bulk. I got to get back on that. I think next year I was going to try to hit 200 pounds this year. I'm like not 192. But I've been so sick the last 2 weeks and I don't see myself getting much better. So I'm like, I'm just not going to try anymore. But next year I would like to be I want to get back to what I was doing last year, where I was like really tracking calories and everything and lifting weights like crazy. And Really focused on fitness because I was not very good about it this past year, and then towards the end of the year we started getting back into it again, which was great. So, and getting a pillow chest. Yes, I need it. I need the pillow chest. I'm ready for it. Highlight. Are you going to do the Pokemon DLC? Yeah, I'll be streaming that on Thursday when it comes out. And as much as I hate Scarlet and Violet, I gotta say, I am very excited for this DLC solely because I'm like, as much as like Scarlet and Violet like is bad, this is like the first time they've like sowed seeds of a plot thread with like Area Zero, and they're actually seeing it through. Like, we're actually gonna solve this mystery that they established, apparently. So I'm like, alright, at the very least, I'm looking forward to that. So, praying that it's, like, worth it. It probably won't be. I'm very excited to see what Paradox Entei looks like as well. Because I love Walking Wake. And I think Raikou looks pretty good too. A lot of people don't like it, but I think it's really fun. They're supposed to be fucking weird and creepy. And it's clearly they're based off dinosaurs. Like, Suicune is a raptor. Raikou is like a brontosaurus. And Entei, I feel like Entei is probably going to be like a triceratops. But we'll see. I'm so hyped for Iron Terrakion. They really fucked over that trio. They are literally just them but silver. It's so lame. It's so unimpressive. I would love Entei to be, I would like Entei to be a pterodactyl. I think that would be a fun way to do it. Make them all feel really different from each other in terms of silhouettes. But I have a feeling Entei is typically a pretty bulky Pokemon, so I imagine it's going to be the kind of the same thing. Which will be boring. Please let Pincurchin learn Thunderclap. I don't care if it's Raikou's move. How's he clapping? With what hands? His little fucking mouth thing. Unless that's Snom. No, he has a mouth butt too. Imagine the credits for the DLC being Barbie Dangerous. What is below Area Zero? The entrance to Gag City. That's the secret of Area Zero. I really wish more of the robot ones did something weird anatomically, like Iron Hands and Moth. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Josh. Did you know there's a tunnel underneath Area Zero? Did you know there's a crystal tree underneath Area Zero? I posted these on Twitter. Bonus little objects. So, one of the stores I went to while I was in New York was called Book Off. And I believe they're pretty common in Japan. I've only ever seen one in America, and it's in New York. And I go there pretty much every time I go to New York. But I don't really get anything very often, but this time I got a lot of stuff. And Book Off is mostly like a used manga store and like bookstore. Like, it's a secondhand bookstore. But they have a lot of video games and a lot of figures, like fandom figures as well. Lots of Pokemon, lots of anime figures, and a lot of them are pretty expensive. But they have in the back like a big wall of just like tiny little individually wrapped like little figures. And it's mostly like board game size figures, like literally like Monopoly piece size toys. But then they have some bigger stuff, like they have some of the like Sonic toys that I have in the back, individually packaged. Yeah, kind of like Kinokuniya, only no, because Kinokuniya is all, like, new books and, like, really expensive stuff. Book Off is, like, all secondhand. And I feel like every single one has different things, but they're pretty similar, and they're pretty close to each other too in New York. They're like 2 blocks away from each other. But I was looking through the wall of figures, and normally I don't ever see anything that I really like, except for this time, where they had so many of these. They're called Pokémon Kids figures. It's a line of toys by Bandai that they've been doing for years, and when you buy them new, they come with like a little piece of gum or something. But they're these little like finger puppet type figures, and they had so many, and a lot of them were kind of ugly, so I didn't buy them, but they were $3 each, and they're so cute, and they had a bunch of Johto Pokemon. So I got Sudowoodo, I got Stantler, this Meryl, I got Elekid. This Pidgeot was really cool. It was all like Gen 1 and 2 Pokemon for the most part. This Pidgeot is pretty cool. It's like based off of like artwork from Pokemon Blue. Sunkern, Cyndaquil, which was really cute. This Larvitar is pretty big compared to the other ones. Spinarak and Mr. Mime. Oh, and there's one more. Hold on. And Hoot Hoot. But yeah, they're pretty cute. Pretty cute. I'll put them back in the bag. But yeah, that was fun. I love walking around in there, even if I don't buy anything. Just because I like to see all the figures. Even if I saw there's so many things for like anime that I've never seen, but I still like looking at the merch because I just love toys. There's a store in New York that I follow on Instagram. They're called Happy 99. They're like a Y2K, like very like Jet Set Radio, Space Channel 5, Mr. Driller type art style brand. It's like a fashion brand, and their stuff is like really expensive. Like they have like $150 button down shirts, and I don't know how they source their products, and I'm sure they're like, it's a small business. Like I'm not gonna like knock on them, but it's a little bit out of my budget. But I've always wanted to go to their store because they have like a really cool storefront based on their Instagram pictures. But every time I go to the city, I like forget that I want to do that, and then when I realize, I'm like a fucking like 30-minute subway ride away, and I'm just like, I'm too tired to rush there before they close at like 7 p.m. So I've still never been. And part of the other reason is like I know I'm not gonna buy anything because everything there is kind of expensive, and I think most of it is like most of their stuff I feel like is clothing for like female body types. So I probably wouldn't like how a lot of it fits me anyway. But I've always wanted to go because I wanted to see, like, they have little dioramas in the store of, like, little figures of all their different characters, and they're really cool. But they're very much worth following on Instagram, aesthetically. Very cool stuff. And they do have an online store, but most of their stuff's, like, out of stock, usually. Every time I check, everything's out of stock. But they make, like, little 3D models of all their clothes. So all their, like, listings on their website are, like, GIFs of their clothes as if, like, they're in, like, a shop in a video game. It's a really cool website, really cool store. There's a store in St. Mark's called Search and Destroy. And I actually, a million years ago, for Maker Studios, I filmed an episode of a web series with Dodger at that store, and it was they were kind of jerks. Like it was like a tourism show called Geekenders, and that is lost media. If you didn't have the Go90 app by Verizon, you never saw that fucking show, and it's gone forever. But it was a really great day. Like, we filmed, and then we went to a restaurant below it called Kenka. And an episode of Broad City actually takes place in that restaurant, too. And I ate bull penis at the restaurant, and it was flavorless and kind of... like, it wasn't gross, but it wasn't good either. But, yeah. But anyway, the store owners, they don't allow photography in the store, which is kind of lame, because it's a really cool store. Yeah, I saw she just launched a podcast with that same name. It's a good name. But yeah, it was like a travel show for like nerds, basically, at the like in its original form. And I was in the New York episode, and I was so honored to be like picked for that. I don't know. I have such a respect for her and appreciation for like, I was so young. Like, I think I had just turned 18 when we filmed that episode, like a couple months ago, like prior to that. And like I did so much stuff with Maker, and she always treated me like I was like I don't know, like a person. Like, she didn't like talk down to me. Like, she treated me as an equal, always like really propped me up and told me how funny I was. Like, she's just a sweetheart, absolute amazing person. And I was such a fan of hers too. So it really was like, people say don't meet your heroes, but like it far exceeded my expectations for how wonderful it was to like meet her and get to call her my friend. So yeah, I love her. And nobody calls you funny anymore. I know. It's a really unfortunate. Like, pick it up. What's her name? Dodger. She goes by Dex Bonus on Twitch. And YouTube and stuff like that. She's mostly a streamer. But yeah, she's amazing. But yeah, we filmed an episode there, and it was so annoying because so they couldn't use a lot of the footage because the owners of the store didn't want to turn their radio off while we filmed. Like, we were filming a show highlighting their business, and it was almost like they were annoyed that we were there. And they like didn't turn the music off, so we couldn't use any of the footage from inside the store because it was all copyrighted music. And I don't know. I just like, I kind of had like a weird vendetta against that store because it felt like, I don't know, all the merch in there and everything and all the music they play. It's literally like you can't go in there unless you're 18 because there's just fucking dildos, photorealistic dildos everywhere on the walls. And it's like very like, we're punk, we're edgy, we're fucking crazy, like we'll eat brains. Like, it's very that. And it was almost like, I don't know, I kind of was like really annoyed by that store every time I would walk by it, because I was like, you know, we were kind of trying to do you a solid by like promoting your store because we think it's a really cool place, and like you didn't even have the decency to turn the radio off for 20 minutes while we filmed in here. It was so irritating. So we couldn't use like any of the footage, and I was so funny walking around that store. So I've always had a problem with that. But I did go in there because I was like, you know what, it's been long enough, like whatever. And I kind of wanted to find, they have like a lot of like kink stuff. And when I went to Toy Tokyo, the girl at the register was wearing, what's that gay artist that draws like the really buff guys in like the tight leather clothes with huge bulges? It's like a famous gay artist. Rich? No, not Jiraiya, although I do own Massive Goods. Tom of Finland, yes, thank you. She was wearing a Tom of Finland shirt. And I was like, where did you get your shirt? And she was like, I got it from the thrift store around the corner, which was Search and Destroy. So it's like, I kind of want that. I kind of want shirts like that. So I was trying to look around, but it was so cramped in there, and the music was so loud, and like everything was like $20 or more, except for their one rack of $12 t-shirts, and it was nothing I was really interested in. So I was like, I just don't want to be here. But I was also there on a Saturday, so it was very crowded. I'm sure if I went like during the day on a weekday, it'd be better. But
you don't know Tom.
Can you show that?
They're not
that
anything.
Yeah, literally that's yeah.
They don't have anything crazy.
They're
on
just
the
they're just kissing.
I don't
But
know
yeah,
anything.
Dallas has a deck of cards that are
I have gay cards.
Tom of Finland.
Yeah, there any.
But
They're funny. Look, show that. They're so funny. They're not even like not safe for work. They're just like kind of sexy.
Yeah, but this girl was wearing a T-shirt of the art, and I was like, oh my god, I want that. That's gay as fuck. Ooh. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, there was some good art on there.
This one's also
Yeah, that's like fucking. That's a whole lot. Oh, okay. Excuse me. But yeah, so I don't know. I still kind of have like a little bit of a vendetta against Search and Destroy, but I don't know. It's up in the air.
You want me to leave?
With those cards?
Yeah.
Or... Holy fuck. We should play Go Fish with Hannah with this at our apartment with those
That's
cards.
what we're gonna do. That's what they're for.
Yeah. But they're great. Like, it's great art. Like, I would love to get some of that framed and put up in an apartment.
Yeah.
And then when your parents come to visit, we take it down.
Yeah, we get an artist we know to do some good stuff.
Yeah, Rich, can you draw porn?
Oh, man.
Can we get Rich to 1,000 followers on Twitter so he draws saucy Lucas Lee, please?
Okay, so if
He
this
needs
was,
like 80 more.
If this was a Terra deck, this is the card.
That's the card that speaks to us.
Just
The Nine of
out.
Diamonds, and the diamond is a full erection rubbing up against a fence. Cool.
These cards are too rigid. They're not played with yet. Alright.
Bye-bye. I'm gonna play Fortnite when I get to 2,000 encounters.
I'm gonna stream, so.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'll play later.
Yeah, I'm at 1620 right now, so it'll be a while.
Did I leave the card? Yeah, can I get the card box?
Thank God I just finished organizing my Pokemon cards so I can play Fortnite. I should do a stream where I finally put all of my Pokemon cards in the binder that I bought 2 years ago. Because they're in sleeves, but they're all sitting in one of my little, like, stationery drawers on my dresser. And Dallas is so annoyed that they're there. And the shiny set is coming out next year, and I'm gonna buy some of that. I haven't really been buying Pokemon cards the last couple months because I'm just like, I don't live for Scarlet Violet as a whole at the moment, so I'm not like thrilled about this gen the way I was about like, yeah, it's like Shiny Treasure or something like that. Paldean Fates. Yeah. So I'll probably get some of those cards. But plus, they're probably gonna announce Gen 5 fucking remakes in January, so I'll be back on the Pokemon train next year. 2 bad years of Pokemon before a mid-year of Pokemon. Is if it, you know, we'll see it. I did see that you got German cards, Hannah. I don't think I saw your polls though. Ooh. You know, I didn't expect his name to be Larvitar in German. I thought it was going to be something crazy. Like, Korkazanji Shabib, which is his fucking move. All aboard the Battle Subway. My favorite Pokemon is Glurak. I know, Rattata is Ratfrats in German, I believe. Ratfrats. And then Geodude is something in German too. Geodude, German name. Geodude is Kleinstein. Kleinstein is Geodude. Which is so crazy because Graveler and Golem are like Georock and Geowas. But Geodude is Kleinstein. Like, what the fuck? It means small rock. That's so funny. Rockito. Peblito. Aw, Peblito? Okay. That is such a fucking cute name for a rock Pokemon. I should design him. What? Geodude in German is Kleinstein, which means small rock. And then I said there should be a Pokemon named Peblito, which means like little pebble. What's Pikachu in German? Pikachu. It's probably just Pikachu. Some of the Pokemon that are, yeah, it's just Pikachu. Raichu's Raichu. Sandshrew is Sandan. Sandan Knee 64. Yeah, a lot of Pokemon, if they're really iconic, they typically keep the name across all languages for a better brand synergy. So yeah, Pikachu is Pikachu. In pretty much everything, I think. Yeah. Japanese, French, Spanish, German, Italian, Korean, Mandarin, and Cantonese Chinese. It's all Pikachu. And English, obviously. We missed the Spain region for Pablito. Spain is not the only place in the world that speaks Spanish. So, there's still hope. Common Gamma L. Look. We wouldn't have anyone to give us things that are not confirm or denied truths if the Gamma was not here. Someone's got to answer before Googling, and then it ends up being wrong. I'm the Schrodinger's box of the Jimmy chat. I don't even know what that means. A thought experiment. A paradox. That's funny. Misinformation is the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, we're done calling it lying in 2024. We're calling it misinformation. The paradox Pokemon are a select few where in Spanish their name is actually changed. That makes sense though, because like their names are kind of like descriptors, you know, rather than like a fantasy name. Misinformation is a great drag name. There's gotta be several misinformations and like misdemeanors and stuff like that in the drag world. I feel like at this point there's so many drag queens that if it's a pun name, it exists. A mandatory meeting is probably one of the best pun names on really any Drag Race season. I'm very partial to Near Enough on Canada this season as well, especially because she's bringing the drama too. Can we all agree to leave the toxic gossip train in 2023? Sorry, bestie. We're getting Unova remakes. They just added it to Fortnite. They just added the train to Fortnite. No, because how did you come up with the name Q? No one has claimed troglodyte found like Aphrodite. Troglodyte! That's good. I've always thought there's a queen, friend of the pod, named Vitamin B. Wetsy extraordinaire, takes Texas by storm. Look her up on Instagram. And I've always said, a couple of years ago, I think I was talking to her on like Twitter or something. I was like, if I was your drag child, I would be like Creatina. Or like, I don't know. Vitamin J. But a muscle queen named like Proteina or Creatina. Like that kind of eats to me. We're getting more toxic in 2024 for the aesthetic, of course. Speaking of being toxic, and terminally online, thank you everybody to getting me to 400 followers on my art account. I appreciate it. I just finished my 3rd commission ever. Shout out to Mini Yuna for being a wonderful customer, providing me with so much reference material for their beautiful design. I did an icon for them. I think, yeah, this is for their Tumblr. Excuse me. But yeah, thank you so much. It was a really great commission. And, yeah, I'll definitely be offering when I open commissions, which I thought about waiting till after I move, but I might open up commissions before I move. as well, because I would like to make more money for the move. Yeah, so this is just like a simple full color, but just like a bust, I guess, or like a shoulders up like profile pic commission. So this would only be like 30. That's what I charged Mini Una. So yeah, I'm trying to like, price enough that like I feel like I'm actually making good money, but also like I want to be affordable so that way I can like get a lot of work and stuff like that. So yeah, I think at the moment I'm like really only taking commissions from people who are like in Twitch chat and are friends of mine, because like it just helps me like slowly work my way into it, and people kind of know what my life is like at the moment and understand if I like take a little time. Like Mini Una, it was very sweet. Like they waited till I was back from vacation for the weekend, and they know I've been sick and stuff, so like they didn't rush me. But yeah, so if you're interested, you can hit me up on Jimby Draws on Twitter or Instagram. But yeah, I want to draw like 2 or 3 more things to use as like a portfolio piece, and then post like a commission thing. But I feel like it might be smart to be like, hey, if you want to buy somebody art for Christmas, like I'll draw something for you. I don't know. I'm not sure. I just don't want to overwhelm myself. Like I was talking earlier about just all the shit that I have going on at the moment that I'm like, I'm like worried about like taking on too many things. But I also like, I've been drawing pretty much every day for the most part, even in my free time. And sometimes I want to draw, but I don't know what I want to draw. So I really like the idea of like, well, I can work on a commission piece because it's great. And I feel like I've really been learning a lot while doing the commissions that I have done so far. I've done 3. So yeah, you should accept 200 at once. That sounds like a good idea. If you're not having to worry about shipping stuff out and you have the opportunity, why not? That's what I'm thinking, Kay. I'm like, well, like, I don't have to, like, meet shipping guidelines, and like, I don't feel like people are, like, waiting on something unless they've paid, typically. So, we'll see. But yeah, I probably, for these last couple ones, so for the first commission I did for Lauren, I think I did it all and like was sending her shit before she even paid me, just because I was so excited, which like I will not be doing because it's not a smart way to protect myself. And then I did the same with Nicole because like she's my friend and I just knew she would pay me, like, but for Mini Una, I sent them the invoice. They told me like I get paid on this day, so like invoice me on this day. And I said, okay, but then I was so excited to draw it because I just really liked their character, and I was also like kind of bored. I had nothing to do, so I finished the entire thing in one night, like 4 days before they even like paid me. But I just waited to send them anything for it until they paid me. But in the future, I think just to protect myself, I probably won't start working on anything until I get paid. At the very least, I might send like the pencil sketch just to get like an idea on posing for the commission and stuff. But yeah, if you look at my profile, so like something like this, my little alien guy, or this one I did for Nicole as well. So like something like these two, since they're like a full body, full color, it'd probably be like 50. But it depends on like the complexity of the character and what you're looking for. And then like additional characters and stuff. I'll probably charge more too. But yeah, pretty much expect me to charge like 50 for something like this, which I feel like is pretty fair. But if it's like a really complex character, I might charge like 10 or 20 extra dollars. I'm not sure. But if you're as descriptive as you can be in my messages about it, that would be really appreciated. because that kind of helps me gauge what I'm gonna charge and stuff. Will you do pets? Of course, yeah. I'll do pets. I'll do furries. I don't know if I'm up to drawing mecha characters. I'm open to drawing not safe for work stuff, you know, depending on what you're looking for. Like, certain kink stuff I will probably veto, but like if you just want me to draw a dick, like I'll do it. I don't care. I don't fucking care. I'm not a prude. I don't kink shame. Yeah, if you want me to draw 60-foot Falco, like I'll do it. I don't care. But yeah, I will draw furries. I'll draw pets and anything. I would love if you have like an OC with like other reference or other like commissions you've had done. Those are very helpful for me in terms of like knowing what your character looks like in different angles and different emotions. It's very like Mini Yuna sent me and Nicole sent me a lot of Nicole drew like her OC. So she sent me like literally like 15 fucking poses and it was so useful. Mini Yuna sent me a bunch of emotions of their like, I'm pretty sure it's like their VTuber or PNG tuber of themselves, but I can't remember off the top of my head, but I got a bunch of those. And then Lauren like sent me literal photos of the clothes that she wanted, which was so perfect for like helping me like get little details and stuff. So I really, that is like best. So the money my friend could make if she sold her dick art. that's where the money is in not safe for work. But part of what's been really fun too is taking on these like commissions is kind of drawn, like it forces me to go out of my comfort zone. Like a lot of my characters at the moment are like very cartoony silhouettes, mostly because I when I'm like drawing for fun, I don't really want to draw like an anatomically correct photorealistic person. I want to draw a frog with a mustache. I want to draw a cowboy dog, but I would like to draw thick men with a big tummy and scruff like Nicole's OC. So it was very nice for me to finally be like, you know what, fuck it, you're gonna sit down, you're gonna do it, and then now you know how to draw that type of body, and it was great. Lauren, queen of knowing what she wants. Oh, literally, she was like, these are the pants that I own, draw this for me. What about Gajinkas? I would do that. I would just want, like, the person who asked for it to tell me, like, what hairstyle the character is, the ethnicity they want them to be, the clothes they want them to wear. Like, as many details as possible. Like, I'm cool with that, you know? Especially if you have, like, reference photos of, like, celebrities or like, like if you have a pose from like a TV show, like an anime or like an action movie that you'd like me to kind of replicate, that would be great too, because it helps me. Like, I just want to be able to deliver exactly what people are looking for, you know. So what you're saying, that I can get a chubby scruff Nook Gajinka? Yeah, 150%. Yeah, I would draw that in a heartbeat, Sammy. I have some other art. I'll show the art that I made. I drew this over the weekend. Is my iPad in here? It might be in my bedroom. Oh, I sent it on Discord. I sent it to my friends on Discord. So yeah, I was high on Friday, and sometimes when I'm high... Ooh, I also have some art. I was going through my notebooks from my art books from 2015, and oh my god. It was like pages upon pages of just Pearl's face from Steven Universe. It's like, yeah, I was so gem-pilled. But I was a good little artist in high school, let me tell you. A lot of Undertale, too. Because, of course. But, yeah, let me open up all these in Chrome, and then I'll show them all. So, yeah, sometimes when I'm high, it's weird. I get...
It was degrading. You know, it was honestly degrading.
Kavuntober. 'Tis the season. Fa la 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 la. Thank you so much for the $2. Am not Huntober. I just wanted to do a non-gift sub for the lulz to this, but no account exists. Hi, Jimmy. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I get it. You know, it depends on what type of weed I have, because the different strains kind of do different things. I feel like, but sometimes when I get high, I just get like hyper focused. So I had these drawings. I've been like trying to come up with a design for Bubbles after all these years, and I had a design with a mustache, but it's the same mustache that I gave my alien guy. So I went with like a little scruff instead, but he's supposed to be like a sailor. And so I gave him like some old sailor outfit type of clothes. But yeah, I did the pencil sketch for these a while ago, and then I finally was like, let me start doing the lines and colors for them, and stuff like that. So I did that on Friday. I imagine Bubbles as a little baby boy. I liked the juxtaposition of like, he's from Staten Island, and he's the one who pilots the fucking ferry every goddamn day, and nobody gives him any respect. Like, he's very like sea salty, like kind of guy. But maybe I'll make it like Bubbles' dad, and Bubbles can be like a cute guy, because I do like the idea of Bubbles being a little guy. So I'm like, you know, it's character design. You get to what you want eventually. But I wanted to do like a battle pose too, because I like the idea of him being like in an RPG party, as just like the voice of reason old man that's like, why am I fucking hanging out with these kids? They're so annoying, but I gotta save the world, you know. So I like that pose. And then I have this, which I was listening to Gaga video game mashups, and I was like, I need like a diva boss battle. So I started drawing, just like sketching out this lady, very inspired by Junko and Oshima from Danganronpa, in like the fucking crazy look in her eyes. But yeah, I don't know if she's like a snake or a ghost or a demon or what, but yeah. And she has like gems, like geodes, like growing out of her body. And then I drew these like little mosquito enemies, and these like geode enemies as well. But I wanted like the idea of like she sings while you fight, and I don't know, kind of like a siren, I guess. So I did that. And then the next things, so I was going through a bunch of my old sketchbooks from like high school, and I took a bunch of pictures. So some of you who have followed me for a long time, maybe you might recognize, because I posted a bunch of these on Instagram. But I love this Jessie. I love this Jessie drawing that I did. I remember like drawing it the morning before school, and I put it on Instagram. I was like, I fucking ate the fuck out of this. Like, it's so cute. And then I have this Metaton here. As much as I love like post-transformation Metaton, I'm very partial to Angry Calculator Metaton. More so, personally. So I love when people draw fan art of him. And I remember being very proud of the hands, and I used markers for this. And then I drew so much fucking Pearl. You have, like, guys, I drew so much Pearl. I so fucking much Pearl in high school. It really was, like, insane how much of her I drew. To the point where, like, it's very Pearl, Pikachu, and Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, I could draw from memory. I could probably draw her with my fucking eyes closed. That's how much I drew her. But I would only, like, draw her head, because her limbs are, like, of all three of like the original Crystal Gems, Pearl, her like proportions and like her anatomy is a lot more like, she's very thin, so any like slight mistake is a lot more noticeable, but also like she has like visible joints compared to like Amethyst, for example, who's like, and Steven, who are very like, their arm is like all like one kind of size all the way to their hand. Which is why when I would draw full body characters, I would draw Amethyst a lot. But Pearl, it was really difficult for me to draw. Ooh, I loved this one. I drew, I think it's Grizz from We Bare Bears as Banjo. I loved how this turned out. It was so good. More Pearl from Steven here. And then this is from 2018. I was like, I'm going to get back into art. And I drew my Polaroid camera in my sketchbook. And then I didn't draw again, ever again. But I was like, aw. People shit on the Steven Universe art style, but I literally taught 12-year-old me how to draw full bodies that didn't look like ass. People who shit on CalArt's art style are so fucking annoying. Like, I hate it. It drives me nuts that people are so stupid. Like, cartoons have always been stylized. There's always style trends that go in and out of style. And like, coming for Steven Universe of all things, where like pretty much every gem has its own unique silhouette, especially once they start getting into like the ones that live on Homeworld, that are a lot more like alien in silhouette. It's so ridiculous to me. But it's so, like, you can see, like, you can look at my art and be like, I wonder what cartoon they drew so much fan art for. And my character design is like, I wonder what video game they really loved in 2015. Like, the way Steven Universe draws, like the Steven Universe art style for eyebrows and lips will forever be like, I cannot draw like that, and that is how I love to draw those features. So, yeah, anyway. One of my friends was the one who designed Jasper. And I remember on Tumblr, someone sent an ask being like, thank you so much for drawing Jasper so hot. And he responded with just like a winky face. Like, you're welcome. I can spot a Danganronpa fan from a mile away, even years before you play them. I literally wonder that stuff about myself. I love being able to pick out the inspirations in other people's work. I love it too. I love it too. Because it just shows, like, I don't know. It shows how much you love art as well as creating it. There's been such a resurgence of Steven Universe love this year, and I'm living. Me too. Me too. I think it's partially because of Adventure Time getting a lot of, it's both Rebecca Sugar, like, returning to social media and, like, having a TikTok presence. But also, like, Fiona and Cake is getting people really just, like, loving that era of Cartoon Network again. And Steven Universe. It's like, if you liked Adventure Time, you probably also ended up liking Steven Universe, really. So, I feel like a lot of people are just getting very nostalgic for what they liked in, like, high school and middle school, which is Adventure Time, Steven, Gravity Falls, stuff like that. Although I never really had a Gem Sona. That was like the one thing I didn't do in Steven Universe. as a fan. I was like, I'd much rather just draw the characters that exist than like my own self-insert. But I always thought that people made really cool ones. There was one Gemsona that somebody made that I could not tell if it was a joke or not. But it was I remember seeing it online. It was like called Rust. And I'm like, Rust is not a stone. Like and it was so fucking weird. It like looked like a Muppet. I was like, what the fuck is this? My Gemsona is mold. Like, close. That's a plant. That's a bacteria. That's a chemical reaction, but it's okay. Although, I guess most gems are technically a chemical reaction, but I don't think of rust when I think of, like, amethysts, you know? I think of, like, that's metal reacting to whatever the fuck. Quirky girls picking coal as their Gemsona. What would Sora's Gemsona be? I see Sora as, like... I immediately think of his yellow shoes from the first game, so I think of like a citrine. Yeah, I guess that's true. Pearl and Bismuth. They can kind of do whatever they want. The way that mold isn't a plant or bacteria. Me, 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 me. First of all, I was thinking of moss, not mold, when I said plant. And then I thought of, then I did think mold was bacteria. My favorite color, glow in the dark. For sure, for sure. Mine was aquamarine, and then the show's design for aquamarine came out. I was like... I love Aquamarine, though. She's one of my favorite characters on the show. Are you my dad? She's just such a fucking asshole. Such an asshole. For no reason. Even after, like, the diamonds, like, turned good, she was still just a jerk. I loved it. It was so funny to me. No offense to myself, but the way that I never use my own emote because I just say the things. Yeah. I don't usually use my own emotes very much either. Mostly because I don't want people to think I'm, like, trying to promote myself. But, like, I don't think that when other people come into my chat usually and use their own emotes. Especially if they're subscribed to me as well. Like, I don't fucking care. But I just feel weird. I also, like, will turn my check mark off a lot of the time as well. Does your Twitch Rewind support that? No, because my, like, chat bot, like, my top used emote is wee woo. Why? I don't know. I've almost thought about retiring that emote. But, like, one of my bot messages uses it, so it shows up pretty often. Because it still counts. Gigatens, I'm obsessed with that fucking emote. I love it. I need 2024. I want to, like, redo a lot of my emotes to be just like meme fucking stuff. I don't know if I will ever break away from having pixel art emotes because I really love that, and I love commissioning Mel for them. But I definitely feel like both myself and Mel have really evolved in our art, especially, like, just compare, like, the emotes that we made in the last couple of years, like last 2 years, to, like, some of the OG sprite ones. Like, the expressiveness between, like, the laughing emote versus, like, the feral emote, or like the Daffy. Like, they're just so much more, like, I don't know, they just have so much more, like, fluidity to them and stuff. Redo the entire starting screen with pixel versions. I do think what I want to do for the new year is start going back and doing my, like, when I first started streaming, I had little bumpers that I would make, which I don't think I have any on my OBS at the moment. But I loved having, like, my starting soon screen. I just went to go grab the GIF. Paste duplicate. This GIF is inspired, that Mel made, which you can't even see behind all of the fucking GIFs that I have. So Mel made this inspired by an actual, like, bumper that I used to use for, like, my stream is starting soon. And I used to make a lot of different ones. I'm going to pull up some of them. Let me open my videos. So it started with this one. Ooh. Hang on. So I have a few here. This is just like a burner account I would use to upload stuff to see if I would get copyright striked. But yeah, so this was when I first started streaming in like 2016. Yeah, literally 7 years ago. I had this. And then I made this one, which was very big. People really liked this one. This was like my old shelf in the background of my videos. Let me crop this and make it a little bigger. Where's the beheaded daisy? Not here, but there is that one. And then this one was like more low-key. I had a little bit of a vaporwave era. This, but with the X-Not Fortress, would eat. I know! Also, hello, Ivana. Thank you so much for being your number one streamer, and for the compliment about the emotes. Thank you. And then I have this one, which was like for Christmas. And this was for my like 3 a.m. Streams where I would just like play Bejeweled. I still have that mug. It's in the kitchen. But yeah, I really loved making these, and there's some that I never ended up showing because my computer broke at one point a million years ago, and I couldn't stream for a while. And I was depressed, and I moved home, and it was just a whole thing. I made a Halloween one that I've never used. I showed it recently. Hang on. So this one was like the first time I ever lost to Daisy in... I used to play Mario Party single player a lot. Dad, hello. Thank you so much for the 37 months. I used to play Mario Party single player a lot, and it was the first time I had ever lost to Daisy, who was like my rival. So it started like any other normal stream. The night spent on Pagoda Peak. So real, though. So the first time I ever streamed this, I did 50 turns against Daisy, and it was fucking crazy. We kept like dueling each other and like fighting each other over and over. She was on hard, and it was a 50 turn game. And Mario Party 5 is fucking brutal because you can get, instead of them just being like dual spaces, you could have a dual capsule where at any point you just be like, I challenge you for your star. And if I have 50 coins, I can bet 50 coins. So I don't have to bet my own star to get yours. It was fucking ruthless. It was the hardest game of Mario Party I've ever played. I think I beat Daisy. The final count was like 13 to 14 stars. No, I think we tied and I beat her by having more coins than her. I don't fucking remember. It was crazy. At the end of the stream, I like cut the head of a Daisy plush like off, and it was like a whole thing. And there's like 2 really fucking crazy people on Twitter that like are really mad at me to this day that I like defaced a plush of Daisy. I'm like, please find a different hyperfixation. Like, get over it. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I made this, and it was the first time in like 4 games that I finally lost to Daisy, and it was horrible. I had a horrible game. I think I was on the toy level in Mario Party 5, and the entire game was going great for me. And then in the last turn, Toad landed on chance time, and they forced me to give all of my stars. I switched stars with like Boo or something like that. And then Daisy dueled Boo. And Boo was on normal, so they lost all the mini games. And then Daisy won. And I had like literally like 10 stars. It was fucking bullshit. So Daisy beat me. And the AI was really fucking weird too, because like it would be like, who do you want to steal a star from? Because there's a Chain Chomp capsule that you can get in Mario Party 5 that if you get it, you could steal a star from somebody for like 50 coins. And I was the only person with a star. So the options were Peach, Wario, I'm Peach, obviously, Wario, Luigi, and then random. And Daisy hovers over Peach, the only option to pick from, because I'm the only one with a star. She hovers over Peach, and then scrolls down to random, even though I'm the only choice. Like, it was little things like that I was like, this is sentient. Like, this AI is petty. This is a real brain in the, like, this game is a haunted game. So it was a very fun era. And I took a bunch of voice clips from Daisy in different Mario parties, and I slowed them down and reversed them. It's really creepy. But yeah, and then I have this one that I made. I made this, and then I didn't stream because I was on a live idol, so. But this was like a Halloween one that I made. I made a little terrarium in my room. This little skeleton guy. The Jimmy ARG has been here the whole time. I'm telling you, like, I really wish that I wasn't depressed because I would have had a very different career. Ooh, this one was so good. Oh my god. I made my own GIF of Sailor Venus from Sailor Moon because I couldn't find a GIF of this clip of her that was good, so I screen recorded the actual show and made my own because it didn't loop the way I wanted to. Like, this is everything. The old, like, Windows background being semi-transparent over the fucking GIF. Like, I'm such a good editor. But yeah, that was, like, very much 2017 era stuff. And I really miss... So part of the reason why I don't use those anymore is because... So when I started to get back into streaming... in like 2018, 2019, I was using like a laptop with 2 gigs of RAM. So OBS, I really can only stream like DS games with my capture card. And that was when I switched to OBS because my old computer couldn't run XSplit, which was what I used to use to stream, which is like a streaming service that before OBS was like really big and good, that cost money, and it was very hardware intensive for your computer. Yeah, so Mel made that GIF as fan art of my lava lamp, and I was like, this is so, like, this is perfect, because it's like I can still have that intro to my streams, but it doesn't take a bunch of my computer's memory to run it in OBS. And then slowly I started adding little characters to it because I thought it'd be funny, and then it just, like, now it's what it is every stream, and it's been like that for like 3 years. And I think in the new year, I kind of want to get back into, like, doing little bumpers like that for, like, because I've had this same BRB screen for, like, literally, like, 7 years. And, like, it's effective, but I don't know. I just want to, like, do different things for my streams again. You know? Bring back Fit and Funky. Now that, there's so many more dance animations in Animal Crossing, I would really love to make a brand new one that's like an extended cut with a bunch of my villagers on Harv's Island and stuff. Would you ever return to playing Jasmine Masters clips during BRB screens? It only happened once, and it is my memory 8 paint. I remember, I still have the button on my soundboard to switch to it. Remember when someone used to gift me subs and I would play the whole fucking "Hey Queen, girl, you have done it again" monologue? Like, I have not done that in a long time, but I still have the button for it on my soundboard, just in case I ever decide to do it. Marcine, hello, my parasocial princess. Thank you so much for the 37 months. Your streams is why I have that memorized. If there's one thing gay people love, it's a fucking monologue. On Sunday at the drag show I was at, I watched a drag queen lip sync an entire stand-up monologue about swallowing nut. Like, it was somebody else's comedy. I just watched her fucking lip sync to it and, like, do, like, little dance moves during it, and I was like, this is everything. I don't think I still have Turn Up for What. Yeah, I don't see it on my list. I got rid of a bunch of OBS tabs because they were just taking up too much space on my computer. Not Matt Rife. I've literally never heard about this person until everybody started talking about how much they hate him. And I was like, that sucks. That fucking sucks. But, like, apparently it's warranted based on what I read, so. I only feel bad about pot shots at people's appearance because I just feel bad for the people that look similar to them. Like, make fun of Shane Dawson all you want, but when he was getting canceled, the amount of pot shots at his weight really did not sit right with me. Because how many fucking people are scrolling through Twitter and seeing people make fun of his weight that are that way and are thinking, like, I don't know. There are certain features that I have that when I see people make fun of them, I, like, almost take it as an insult myself. Because, like, if you hate it on them, like, we both, like, have the same, like, we have the same ears or whatever. Like, just, I don't know. It hurts, you know? Because it's not directed towards you, but it's still like, yeah, make fun of the bad hygiene. Make fun of, like, his weird little isms that he does that are not funny. You know? Exactly. Exactly, Lauren. Yeah, I really hate, I really draw a line at, like, making fun of people's appearances online. Even if they are a depraved person, like, there's still a good person. There's so many people on this earth. There's probably at least 5 good people that look like this bad person that are gonna feel bad if they see you making fun of something that they also struggle with or look like, you know what I mean? It doesn't sit right to me. So, also, one thing that I forgot to talk about, I love changing the topic in between matches. This is why you are one of the loudest people in my chat. Your impact, sweetie pie. That's how I feel about the pictures of Yandere Dev being used as a beta male meme. I don't really know what those, like, I know those words individually, but as a sentence, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I would like to keep it that way. Neckbeard memes hit different when I was early on tea and started getting facial hair. Felt so gross. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's things like that that you don't realize are gonna affect somebody negatively. None of those words were in the Bible. Sometimes I do a Shane-ism and I just unalive a little on the inside. Okay, but like saying me, being like, ugh, me. Like, that's not a Shane-ism, but like people make fun of him for doing that. But like, literally Twitter still does that. But like, it's just more verbose now. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, people still fucking make jokes like me at 3 a.m. Like, me in Urchin Underpass. People still make jokes like that. They just don't just type me. They say me as fuck. Me when I, etc., etc. Exactly. Me when I lie. I've started hating bald/balding jokes now that I have more cis and trans guy friends who are genuinely worried about it. That, oh my god. I, like, can't even... I don't really want to get into that as much as I would like to today because I just don't want to talk about it. But, oh my god, it truly, like, nothing makes me hate a person. Like, I actually will, like, there was a YouTuber that I was watching that was doing an ad for Keeps, and they, like, made, like, a pot shot about being like, I don't need it, obviously, but, like, if you do, and it just felt so, like, it felt so fucking rude to me that I unsubscribed and I have not watched them in years. Because it was, like, that, it is such a thing that, like, it's like, it's so hard for me to unpack without being, like, incredibly vulnerable on the internet. Which I don't know if I'm really interested in doing today. But it really, I have a wig on. I'm kidding. But, you know, it's something that really, really, like, I feel like for a lot of guys, or even, like, women or non-binary people, just anyone at any point can struggle with hair loss, whether it be genetic, alopecia. There's different types. It's all considered alopecia, but there's, like, you know, androgenic, which is, like, the way your hair reacts to testosterone. There's just general alopecia, which is more of an immune system response. Like, it's like, it is really such a painful experience, no matter what level of hair loss you have, that, like, it is something that really, really fucking, like, I was watching The Bachelor, and there was this guy on The Bachelor that was really hot, but like, he was hot, and he also had a pretty intense receding hairline and a bald spot. And I remember talking about that season of the show with a friend of mine, and they said, they, like, made a comment about it, and I, like, kind of fucking went off on them a little bit, because I was just like, I literally, like, and then I deleted it. I, like, typed the whole thing, and then I deleted it. I said, not his fault, sad face. Not his fault, sad face. And they were like, damn, you know what? You're right. You're right. And, like, I think I really, like, changed their outlook on, like, how they talk about it. from that point on. And I like it. I don't know. It really deeply upsets me when I see people make jokes about it online. Because it is such like, it's such an aspect of people's self-expression, identity. It's something that unfortunately is used as a measure of attractiveness by a lot of people as well. And it could really be incredibly depressing to be struggling with hair loss to any extent. And I really think it's annoying how much it's not seen that way. Like, thank God there's a lot of social taboo about making fun of people's appearance. Like, people still do it, but I feel like as a whole, as a society, we're a lot more conscious now than in like previous decades about like body shaming and stuff. But for some reason, hair loss is not really, people like still kind of make fun of guys who have a bald spot or a balding or something. Like it's not, we're not all there yet. And it really fucking hurts my feelings to see, and really makes me like disappointed. Honestly, it makes me disappointed, I think, because I'll see somebody who's like so all about like no body shaming, blah 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 blah, but like then they'll make a joke. Like, it's one thing like when we like joke about our friend Rich being bald, we're not making fun of him because he's bald. We are just like, Rich is bald. like you know what I mean? Like, it's first of all, Rich like is the one who like is the perpetrator of it. You know what I mean? Like, Rich is, it's part of Rich's identity. Like, it's something Rich has claimed. It's not like we're making fun of Rich for being bald. We're like, Rich is bald. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a different dynamic. You know what I mean? And yes, Joshua, I think it's very similar to shading teeth. I definitely feel there's a lot of similarities in discussion between like joking about people's teeth, because that is, it's a whole thing, especially in America. It's such a thing in itself of like, that goes into like, it's like a class issue of like, dental care is so expensive that a lot of people literally cannot afford to have conventionally attractive teeth. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's really, this just, I don't know. I have a really, like, for me, that is like, I could probably write a fucking TED Talk about how damaging it is as a society that like people make jokes about people who are balding. And I've seen it a lot on Twitter the last couple years, which is very upsetting to me. But if you're out there and you're balding or you are bald, like, let me tell you, sometimes it's more attractive than a guy with a full head of hair. Because sometimes, like, okay, we get it, you didn't want to get a haircut during COVID, but like the long hair, it does not suit you. It doesn't work for everybody. And they should probably just shave their head. Let's be fucking honest. There's nothing. Also, I love my boyfriend. I love my boyfriend in any way he looks. He literally, his hair today, he stood it up like Jimmy Neutron. I still loved him. I still think he was hot. But let me tell you, when he let me buzz his head, honey. Oh, I love it. I fucking love it. But yeah, I think to me, what's important to me in terms of attractiveness is just looking like you looked in the mirror before you left the house and like you just like groomed yourself like a little bit, whether that be like you brushed your hair or like you took a shower or like a guy who shaves, if they're bald and like you could tell they just like freshly buzzed their head, or like they trim their beard. That to me is more attractive than like, I don't know, just a guy who has like a really thick head of hair and it's long. Because like it could be fucking Split End City and it stinks. You know? Like just because he has hair doesn't mean it's good, you know? Like I would rather take a bald guy who showered. You know? Also, like, going back to Rich, just as an example of like, this is a friend of mine who's bald, and we often make jokes about like, if we see a bald character, we say it's Rich. It's like, it's an uplifting joke, you know, like how iconic that Rich is like my bald friend. I have bald friends, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like, Rich is the bald. Like, Rich is the bald one. Like, the moment. You know what I mean? I'm a bald ally. I have bald friends. Bald friend of the pod. It's also rare to see bald characters. We're getting him in where we can. Yes, he is a character, not a real person. I would not buzz JVN because they take care of themselves. You could tell JVN is like grooming, literally the grooming one on Queer Eye. Like, JVN is clean. JVN has showered today. You know what I mean? So, like, that's fine. The long hair is fine. I agree. Yeah, that's pretty much it, Pickled Lennon. Well, famous people don't shower. I do remember when a lot of famous people talked about how they don't shower. I shower every other day. Like, I did not shower today because I showered last night, but I will be showering tomorrow. And I wash my hair every other day, too, because my hair just gets greasy that quickly. I'm not a fan of beards that I can't see the person's neck or, like, the color of their t-shirt. I support guys in self-expression if that's what they want, but I personally love if somebody just, like, went over their face with an electric razor, even at like the longest blade guard. I just like the seeing the shape, and like if you can start to braid your facial hair, it's not something that I personally feel drawn to on men. However, I'm not gonna tell somebody not to express themselves. So you hate Ice King. So you hate Santa. Oh, let it be known. Let it be known. Would you replace Bobby on Queer Eye? Isn't he leaving? I would. But then they would be like, okay, so get to building. I'm like, building? Building what? I thought we'd just go to IKEA and then come back. Like, what? Pick up a new house from IKEA. I mean, you used to be able to order a house by mail back in the day. God, I could fuck up an IKEA dresser / positive. I built one by mail. Yes! You would either be able to buy a house kit where they send you all of the materials and the guide to build your house. I believe one of the biggest companies you could do it through was Sears for a long time. But there are still businesses that will sell you, like, they'll basically bring a big truck multiple trucks that deliver rooms, and then you just assemble them. My aunt who lived in Pennsylvania, her house was a house that they bought land, and then they ordered the house, and it was like 6 different rooms that they just placed and fit together. And they still do that. It's not as common a practice anymore, but it's still done. I feel like a lot of those companies have probably shifted towards like tiny home businesses. Or like trailer park type properties. Karamo spends 5 minutes giving WikiHow advice and calls it a day. I feel like Queer Eye could very easily be condensed to Jonathan and Tan. And like maybe Bobby. But like I don't feel like Anthony contributes anything. And I feel like Karamo is very good at getting the contestants to give sound bites and get things out of people. But I don't know what like going ziplining is gonna do for somebody to like change their life. I don't get it. Kelso, thank you so much for the 64 months. Hey gays, it's been a while, but I've got like 45 minutes to hang out today, so I'm back. Hello. Little new sub animation is so cute. Thank you. It's a little it's from like earlier this year, but in the grand scheme of the Jimmy cinematic universe, it is pretty new. But thank you. It was done by Rich, ! Rich. Please go give Rich a follow on Twitter so he draws Saucy Lucas Lee. Did you draw all the like torsos in the background of that picture, Rich? Because if you did, oh, I'm excited. Oh, I'm excited. Because they're good. They're really good. The tummy one. Bones crackling sound effect. My bot is not working, apparently. Hang on. Give me 2 seconds. Yay! I did not bring them home with me because I didn't have room in my suitcase, but I have a couple shirts. My dad was like going through just like he's looking at selling our house and then buying a house with his fiance, who will also sell her house, I believe. So he's been like slowly going through his, archives of things he's hoarded throughout the 25 years he's lived at that house. And some of them are like my old clothes that I like put into storage bins because I wasn't wearing them very much, or like they were my winter clothes and stuff like that. So there was like a big stack of clothes in my bedroom when I came home this weekend, and they were from my twink era. I cannot believe I used to comfortably wear an extra small button-down shirt. I've never been more proud of and like all the voices in my head, all the body image issues in my head about like still feeling skinny and like I haven't made any progress at the gym were completely eliminated when I tried to try on that shirt. I did not rip it because it's really cute and I'd be willing to give it to one of my friends if they wanted it. But yeah, it's a button-down shirt with like a bunch of planets on it. And then I have like a sweater, a really nice red sweater that's like a size small. That I used to wear all the time, but it just does not fit anymore. So I'll probably just like bring it to LA and give it to Mel or something. Which there's nothing wrong with being a twink, but is not something that I personally wanted for me and was always very self-conscious about. So the fact that I am a twink no more, I'm very happy about. Anyway, RPB, thank you so much for the 23-month resub. Been here for a while, lurking and crocheting. Hope you get better soon. Love the body image discourse. Thank you. I feel like we were having a wonderful first day back conversations. It's only been 2 hours, but it feels like 4. But yeah, these are my favorite kinds of streams. Just like getting to talk, really. Can you do a flip? I could do a somersault. Does that count? Oh wow, this is your first day back. Yeah, I haven't streamed in 4 days. I was streaming pretty much from when we got back from LA, save for like Thanksgiving. I pretty much streamed every day in November until like I got sick, and even then I only took like 1 day off, and then I streamed pretty much all of December so far, and then I took a little vacation. But I've been on the grind these last couple months. You're such a grinder, not the app. God, Dallas and I have been together for 4 years, and then I was with my ex for like 8 months before we got together. And I met my ex through like Twitter. So I have not had any of those dating apps since like 2018. And I literally like, if I ever in my life was single again, I still don't think you could get me to download any of those fucking apps. I feel like they were such a like pillar of what was making me depressed back in the day. Like they did such a horrible such horrible damage to my self-esteem, because like truly I would say for 90% of people, if you're not having luck on those apps, it's not you. It's not you. They're intentionally hiding people from you so you pay for the premium. Whatever it is. Whatever app you're using. It's literally like the first like 2 weeks will be like notification city. Like you're getting matches left and right probably for the most part, unless you live in like the middle of nowhere. You're being shown to a lot of people. But after a certain point, they literally suppress your account. At least for Tinder, which is like really the only one I had any experience with. I would argue that even though there's a lot of fucking depraved people and shitty people and mean people on Grindr, I would argue that Scruff is worse, because Scruff literally has a leaderboard. At least they did in 2018. Scruff has a leaderboard of the most liked people on the app. So it literally becomes like a popularity contest, and like you really compare yourself. It's like built into the app to compare yourself to the most popular people on the app who are getting like the most woofed, which is the Scruff version of liking somebody. And not only is that a stupid feature for the psychological damage it can do to the users of the app, none of the people on that fucking most woofed list are responding to any fucking messages they get on that app. They are either already with somebody and not in an open relationship, or they're not even fucking like responding to people. They're only there to build an Instagram following, because you can connect your social media to like all of these apps, and like they build an online following to get subscribers on websites through dating apps. So Scruff is a waste of time. Don't fucking use it. I don't care who you are. Delete it. It's a joke. And Grindr's not really better, but at least Grindr is more of like, you know what you're getting into it when you go to it. I don't really feel like I see people talk about Scruff as much nowadays, but for a while it was like, delete Grindr, everybody go on Scruff, it's so much better. And it was actually so much worse to me in terms of like user. Like, at least with Grindr, I did not necessarily feel like the ugliest, most unlovable person on the planet. For me, Grindr was, wow, I'm the only gay person under 42 in my neighborhood, and I'm the only one with my face in my profile picture. That was what Grindr was for me. I was like, oh, there's just no one in a 2-mile radius of my house that I could talk to that isn't a married man hiding. Like, that was what Grindr taught me. But yeah. I have not heard of that place before 5 minutes ago. Well, you are not a gay man, so I'm not surprised by that. But for a while, Scruff was sponsoring Drag Race. Like, it was the Scruff Pit Crew, and they would walk out in jock straps and underwear that has the Scruff logo on it. And, yeah, they were really, like, pushing Scruff for a while as, like, the new dating app for gay people. And I personally feel like, even though there's a lot more, like, bad people on Grindr, the app itself, Scruff, is a horrible, horrible app. Also, sometimes I think about how there was this person. I used to get messages on Tumblr being like, "Are you on OkCupid?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm in high school." And they'd be like, "Okay, well, someone is impersonating you." And there was this person impersonating me on OkCupid for like, I guess multiple years before I was even 18. And I didn't know about it until people started messaging me like, hey, there's this person pretending to be you. So I messaged OkCupid. I was just like, I'm literally a minor, but like somebody's pretending to be me and they are not me. I'm 16. And they were like, okay. They were actually really great about it. Within the same day, they were like, we've deleted that account, and any future accounts that like try to sign up as you, like they can't do it or something like that. I don't know how serious they were about upkeep, but I never had anybody impersonating me on that website ever again. So that was good, I guess. But yeah, there was somebody impersonating me on Discord apparently a couple months ago. And I messaged Discord about it, but they didn't get back to me for a few days, and then I just like, I think it was before Discord. It was like anybody could be Jimmy Wetzel. And now, like, everyone has a unique name on Discord. So I didn't care as much. I was like, I can very easily just say, like, that's literally not my account if somebody has a problem. But, yeah, I stopped hearing about it, but, yeah, I don't know. It's concerning, but I just didn't care about dealing with customer service and proving that, like, they're impersonating me, because I just feel like it would be annoying. Real Jimmy Wetzel. I can't believe we had a president whose fucking Twitter name was Real Donald Trump. Like, that's so fucking annoying. Every dating app has something truly sinister about it, especially how they've gotten more money hungry. Yeah, in my darkest days, I did pay for Tinder Gold. Because I literally, like, I had the app. And, I think Tinder is what really made me hate a lot of men. Like, I really started to hate and despise men for a really long time, and I still have like hang-ups where like I very much make a passing judgment about like a conventionally attractive gay person because of like my experience with like Insta gays and Twitter gays and that like echo chamber of them like using Tinder, and how like I wouldn't match with them. And like it was clear they were only on those apps to like promote their social media. But I remember it was like a good month where I was on Tinder like a lot because I was really lonely and I really just wanted to meet somebody, and I had been out for like a year and I had really only been on like 3 dates with like 3 different guys, and none of them were really successful. One was nice, but we just weren't very compatible. I would have been friends with them, but not romantic partners. And I really wanted to like meet people, you know? so I was on Tinder, and like the first like week or so, I like met a bunch of people. Like I talked to a bunch of people, and then afterwards, I literally wasn't getting any likes, no matter how many people I swiped on. And I was like, I really started to think that I was like this unattractive, unlovable person, because I already had my own issues with self-esteem, and then like this seemingly objective, like, well, now if other people are thinking that about me, then my inner thoughts must be true, which was like just a recipe for disaster. So I was having a lot of, like, I just was not getting matches, and like it also was not showing me new people either. Like I was literally like running out of people on my stack on Tinder. Like it was being like, no more counts, check back in a few hours, in a few days, and then I would check back and it would be like 2 people, and then it would be done. It was very weird. And I was like, that's crazy. I'm in New York City. Like, there have to be more gay people in this city than the, like, 50 that I saw on Tinder, you know? And then Tinder came out with Tinder Gold, where you could see all the people that liked you before you liked them. And I was like, fuck it. Like, you know what? Let me just like download it. Like, let me buy it. It was like $9.99 per month. So I just bought 1 month. And wouldn't you know, I got it, and it was like 50 fucking people have liked your profile. Now that I've paid money, they're like, okay, now that you've paid money, here's all the people that liked you that we weren't showing you before. But now that you've paid money, now you can see them. And it like, that just really made me angry. And like, cause it just really like, their algorithm, like, you can argue that it's like, get therapy. Like, don't look for validation online. But I was 19. Like, you just don't know that. You just don't know that. Especially if you're like freshly, like pretty freshly, like a year into being out as well. Like, you're just still actively learning so much. Like, I never dated anybody in high school. In middle school, high school, like I didn't do that. Because I was closeted. And I would not even remotely, like, I had a girlfriend, I went on a date, I took her to see Wreck-It Ralph. And it was a girl that I, like, was friends with in middle school that I just, like, I was trying to get myself to like girls, and I felt safe with her because she was sweet and my friend. So I took her out on a date, and it was nice, but, like, clearly I was not into girls. So it was weird. But, like, that was the only time I had ever been on a date with anybody. So, like, I was really learning a lot of the things that straight people get to learn. Average straight people. Like, I know some people, they have different experiences. But, like, most people say they at least, like, had their first kiss or, like, went on a date in high school. I didn't have my first kiss till I was 21. Because I didn't come out till I was 18. And I didn't really like any of the guys I went on a date with enough from, like, 18 to 21 to kiss any of them. I hugged, but like, it just wasn't really ready for that. So I was like really learning about my own interests and sexuality, and also how to date people, all at the same time in my 20s, and it was really fucking weird and bad experience. So having a scummy dating app like Tinder, adding fuel to my undiagnosed mental illnesses, was not great. And I was so upset that, like, this app caused me so much pain and self-esteem issues for, like, 3 months, only to find out that it was not even all true. Like, none of the things I was thinking of myself were actually true. Obviously, like, from a positive self-talk situation, but also, like, the things that I had seen as, like, evidence, external evidence that I am unattractive and unlovable was actually just this algorithm designed to fuck me over so I spend money. That bothered me so much that I deleted the app off my phone, and I never installed it ever again. Even though I would, like, still, like, be single for another, like, year and a half at that point. I still was like, I'm done. Like, this is a horrible app. I was told Grindr was a dating app, and they were very wrong for that in my early adulthood. Yes. Oh my god. Especially as like a person who's I'm not a very sexual person in general. Like I like when I was single, I was not like a hookup person, and even like now that I'm in a relationship, like that's just not really like I like that kind of thing, but it's just not really like I can go a while without doing like stuff, you know? Like I could go a week and I'm like I don't even bat an eye, you know? So like having to be on a website, like on an app, seeing that as like it's the only option to meet gay people, because I wasn't old enough to like go to bars or anything either, was so horrible. And like I just felt so out of place on Grindr. Like I literally like it was all like like torso pics with people just posting like their age, if they're a top or a bottom, and like what they want to fuck, you know? And then like I'm actually like trying to find someone, and I'm on there like it's a selfie of me in my kitchen. And the bio's like, I love Animal Crossing and Pokemon. And it's like, hun, this sweet fucking innocent soul, this is not the place. No. You're looking for Weenie Hut General. Not the salty spittoon. Me selecting dancing as an interest because I did ballet in high school. When I tried Scruff. I tried Scruff as a Grindr alternative because one of my friends Scruff is also mostly for guys with a lot of muscle, guys who are hairy, or like bears, like chubby guys. So my little fucking my little twink ass who did not want to be a twink, but I just was one. I just did not know where I fucking fit in. And I still don't know. Like, I don't really have, like, enough muscle to be considered, like, a muscle gay. But I'm not skinny enough to be a twink. But I'm not active enough to be a jock. Like, gay people are so annoying. Like, why can't we be more like lesbians and identify as our personalities and interests rather than, like, you have hair, you're an otter? But, no. You gained a little weight this year, so you're actually a cub because you're not old enough to be a bear. Like, are we furries or not? But it's just like, it's just so annoying. Yeah, so one of my friends who was a bear was like, you should join Scruff. It's better than Grindr. And, there's a clear reason why one of us had a different experience with the app than the other. But so when you go on Grindr, or when you go on Scruff, it's like, what do you call yourself? Do you identify as a bear? No. Do you identify as a twink? No, would never be a twink, even though I like, because I also saw twinks as like Frankie Grande type, like very high feminine, like really, really skinny, that sort of like kind of gay guy, whereas I felt like I am skinny, but I'm not very feminine, so I didn't really feel comfortable. And also, like, I had a lot of shame about how skinny I was, so like I like for a long time like took twink as an insult because I was so like, I did not like people commenting on my body that I was not comfortable with, you know what I mean? So like so like when you sign up, it's like, are you a bear? Are you a muscle gay? Are you a jock? And I'm like, I don't fit into any of these categories. And then one of the categories, I need to let Ruby in. Hi Ruby, come on in, baby. One of the categories on Scruff, which by the way, all of these categories, if you go to Pornhub gay, literally it's all like porn category search terms, which like also drives me insane about gay people. But one of the categories on Scruff that you could identify as is boy next door. Which I took as like, oh, like, you know, the average guy. Like, I'm not super skinny. I'm not super muscular. I kind of just into like normal stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not really kinky or anything like that. I was like, that sounds like me. That literally is like, it literally means like DL, straight passing. Like, but I didn't know that. It literally means like, oh my god, the college boy that just moved in next door who is mowing my neighbor's lawn for some money so he could buy books for school. Like, he's only had girlfriends his whole life, but like, he's looking to try something new and experiment. Like, that's literally like, that's what it means. Like, your ass was la 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 la. I'm just the boy who lives next door. Cause like, I feel like when you use the girl next door in terms of like describing girls in like movies, like people like will refer to actresses or like characters in movies as who have like a very relatable. Like, I feel like people would describe Jennifer Lawrence as like, she's, you know, the girl next door. Like, she is very friendly and, you know, very down to earth and relatable, and like, you know, she feels like the way she carries herself is very much like of the people. Like, I feel like that was my mindset with that category of like, oh, like, I'm just kind of like a, you know, I'm just a guy looking for a partner, you know? No, not for gay men. That's not what it means. and and then to my surprise, all the people that were contacting me on Scruff were 40-year-old men. And there was this one guy who was 40, and he said, hi. I was like, hey. And he was like, what's up? What are you doing? I was like, I'm playing on my Switch. I'm playing Splatoon. Playing Splatoon 2 for my Switch. And he was just like, oh, you wanna see my pics? You want to see my gallery? What's the problem with 40-year-old men? Well, I was 19. So it just felt a little bit of a crazy age gap at the time. But I was a consenting adult in my specific situation. So, like, I woofed him first. So, like, I'm not saying he's a creep or anything. But it was like, baby, do not learn the ropes of dating with a DL 40-year-old on Scruff. Like, don't do it. No, you sweet innocent thing. But anyway, so he's like, so on Scruff you can have a gallery of photos. So like when you match with people, because Tinder, you couldn't send photos. And I think Scruff, you couldn't send photos either, but you can have a gallery where if you matched with somebody, you could see their album of like saucier photos. I think they might have allowed nudes. And I did not. I was like, there's no nudes of me going on the internet. Not at all. I didn't even think I even sent one in my previous relationship. I never once sent a nude. And I was very even like, I even was like, don't send me any, because I'm not gonna, I would always say when I would date people, do not send me nudes, because I won't be sending you any, and I don't think that's, like, fair. You know, I just didn't feel like that was a fair situation. So I never did that. I only started, like, sending nudes with Dallas, because I was like, well, he also does YouTube, so, like, he knows how, like, scary it is to, like, make the jump to sending that to people, you know? So, like, I felt a little bit more secure with that. But yeah, so I matched with this guy, and he was like, what's basically, like, not even, like, talking to me. He was like, you want to see my gallery? I was like, okay. And he sent me pics, and, like, for 40, he looked like 28. And he was bald. And, like, good for him. He was in good shape. And, but yeah, so he, like, clearly wanted to fuck, and I'm like, do you want to get coffee or something? He was just like, yeah, sure. And I was like, okay, so we're both like in near Yonkers, so I found this coffee shop that I would love to try. I'll meet you there. I'll Uber there, and we could just chat there. And he was just like, okay. I was like, yeah, just let me know, like pick a time, anytime. And then he didn't respond to me. I was like, hey, just a couple days later, hey, just wanted to reach out, like if you have any days off this week, if you would want to get coffee and like meet up and chat. And then he would not talk to me. He'd be like, what's up? I'd be like, hi. Did you see my text from earlier? Do you still want to get coffee or like he just wanted to fuck, which like I get, like completely get. Like I'm not gonna shame people for going on these apps just to hook up, but I just think it's funny how like so unaware of the signs of what the conversation he wanted versus what I wanted. Like I just so oblivious. When I first started talking to Dallas, I tell this story a lot because it's funny, but it's like, so I had broken up with my ex, and I was in LA, and I was just like, I was playing a lot of Pokemon Go at the time, and I was just posting like shinies that I would get to my story, and Dallas started responding to a lot of those shinies, and then we started talking a little bit more. And after like 2 or 3 like just like little here and there Instagram like responses, like I got a shiny Alolan Grimer, and he was just like, congratulations, oh my god, I've been hatching eggs for this, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh yeah, me too. And then I was like, add me and go, whatever. And he was just like, here. And then he sent his phone number, and he was like, oops, that's my phone number, not my friend code. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, here's my friend code. You could send me a friend request. Like, I really thought, like, oh, he just copied and pasted, like, he had his phone number on his clipboard, and he just, he meant to copy the friend code. And, like, it was just a misclick. I was just like, oh, LOL. Okay, well, here, you just add my friend code. And then like a week later, and then I did like text his phone number. I took his phone number, but like literally, I like didn't do anything. And then I started talking. My aunt was like, "Are you talking to any guys?" Because like I was single again. I was like, yeah, this is one guy I was talking to, and I showed like the messages because it was very like it wasn't anything crazy. It was just I was like, yeah, I kind of think he's flirting with me, but I don't really know. And she saw that he like 3 sentences into talking gave me his phone number, and she was like, she literally looked at me like, what is wrong with you? What? What do you mean you think he's flirting with you? Like, he gave you his phone number 3 sentences into the conversation. I was just like, I don't know. Like, I didn't want to assume incorrectly that you were not Rizzlering. I was not a Rizzler. Oh, I was not a Rizzler. But I was prone to getting rizzed without knowing it a lot. The amount of times, I can't believe that I really, for so long, thought that I was, like, unattractive or, like, not, like, people did not want to get with me. Because I had a couple occasions where, like, men and women told me they were into me. Like, there was this one person who was a girl who I did not realize for, like, 2 years was really fucking into me until, like, 4 years later, it, like, clicked in my brain. I was like, and then there was this other person, this guy that I was friends with, and I was talking to him for like a year or so. Like one day he messaged me, he was like, I've been in love with you for a year. And I was like, I was very flattered, but I just did not feel the same way. I just like could not, I was like, what? What? Like, it just would never cross my mind that anyone would think about me in that way. Yeah. Huh? Like, it was really baffling to me that people had crushes on me. Like, Dallas had a crush on me. Before, like, we were even together. Like, he would see me, but he saw that I was with my ex, so he didn't, like, say anything. But then once I was single, he was like, Google, show me this guy's balls, please. Look at the baby. This is why I keep the blanket on the floor. She makes a bed out of it, and then she lays in here for hours. The little puppy. The little puppy dog. How do two of you have this fucking emote of the brats typing? That's so fucking funny. This is where we differ. I just assume that everyone is into me and I'm into no one. That's a good way to look at it too, honestly. Yeah, I was really unaware that Dallas was flirting with me. Because I kind of it was almost like I didn't want to feel like I was vain and self-absorbed for just assuming anyone talking to me was flirting with me. And then now that I've I have had 2 relationships now, and I've been through the fucking breadcrumb phase of it all and then into actual relationship, I now was able to mentally go back. I'm like, oh, this fucking YouTuber that wanted to collab with me was actually flirting with me the entire time because we never picked a day to do a video together. And the conversations were really deep. This person made me a mixtape. And it wasn't just to share just share music between friends. And so I made one too for them back, thinking it was just a fun thing. That way, what? Poople Snort, thank you for the 34 months. Yeah, we made, there was a friend of mine who we made Google Drives for each other of music to send each other back before, Spotify really existed. And then I look back, I'm like, oh my god, we made each other mixtapes. No wonder, they, were into me. They thought I was flirting with them. But I was gay. I was so gay. And, it wasn't even on my radar that it was anything but a platonic friendship. Wait, hold up. Does that actually mean someone is flirting? Maybe not entirely. Depends, but I feel like it is a pretty stereotypical thing, especially back in the age before. I feel like now if somebody made you a playlist on Spotify, it's kind of a flirt. You're in the talking phase, and it's hey, it's kind of a hey, these songs make me think about you. And depending on your relationship with that person, it could be seen as a romantic thing, but I was gay, and this person was a girl. So it did not even cross my mind that it would be anything like that. But I was closeted, and they didn't know I was gay. So it makes sense that they maybe had feelings for me because they thought I was a straight boy. How? But they did. And it oh my god. You're so Snorpy Bugsnax having a crush on his boyfriend. Yes. I felt so seen by that storyline. We've been dating for a year. What? What? We've been what? I'm gonna take a bathroom break now that I've finished a discussion. Hello. Listen, Jimmy, if your type is bisexual boys, in parentheses, my type, then it is very easy to like closeted gay boys. That makes sense, though. Because, like, I don't know. I feel like and obviously I feel like you agree with this. You know, bisexuality is real. Bisexual people are not, you know, closeted gay people. Like, it is real. My boyfriend is bisexual, and it is a valid part of him. But typically, a lot of straight people are actually bisexual, hiding that part of their identity. So, you know. I'm 27 and I'm still living with my parents in Overland Park. I have an art history degree from a night school. My cat just died. I've lost 25% control of my sphincter muscles. I get a clicking sound in my jaw when I eat. I drive a 91 Dodge Neon. I have ovarian cysts. Sometimes I pee the bed still. I have alopecia. The only man who wants to fuck me is my 48-year-old manager at Pizza Street. P.S. He only has one ball. So I guess better than you. This subtler is fucking Vivienne Westwood inspired. I'm tired of being a fucking punching bag. I'm feeling my goats. I just watched that episode last night. Bulbasaur, thank you so much for the 39-month resub on tier 2. If you're not watching this season of Canada's Drag Race, you should. Last season was pretty great. This season is... The first episode was great. The second and third episode, but it's mostly the challenge. I'm not into it. But this episode was great because it was a looks challenge. And really my only issue with Canada is, like, can Brooklyn just, like, be the Rue? Like, can we just let her do the workroom stuff? Like, why do we gotta have Brad? Why do we have the dynamic between the judges on Canada is so, like, stiff and awkward. It really, like, even though Brad is gay, it literally sounds like I'm listening to, like, coming up this season on RuPaul's Drag Race, get ready to work the house down boots, Slay Hunty. Like, it's literally, like, so... Oh my god, it's so hard to watch whenever any of the judges talk to each other. And, like, why are these not drag queens coming in to the workroom at all? Like, the only one is that I feel who, like, isn't a drag queen but, like, she is Michelle Visage. But yeah, I don't know. The judges on Canada are so, like, I can't do it. I miss, what was her name? Stacy from season 1. She did not come back for season 2 because she had COVID, and then they just decided to not bring her back at all. I loved her. I really loved her. I loved her voice. She had, like, a raspy voice. I just thought she was really cool. And I was really surprised they didn't bring her back. Brooke and Brad having the stilted play flirting. Yeah, it's so insane. Like, nobody on the Canada panel has like any improv skills, and it's so like, and like Brooklyn is trying, but it makes hers not look good when the people she's bouncing off of are so bad at it. Like, it just is so. And like, I don't even think they're not qualified to like be on the show necessarily. I just don't think that they are good hosts. So like, stop having Brad come into the workroom and be like, "Hey, queens, this week's challenge, you need to slay boots." Like, it's like I don't want to see Ross Matthews coming into the workroom either, you know? Like, I don't know. It's just I just can't do it. But the girls are fighting. On this season of Canada's Drag Race, the girls are fucking fighting, and I kind of live. There is, on the most recent episode, so on this season of Canada, the winner of the challenge, usually they do 3 top queens, 3 bottom queens. I do want to see T.S. Madison walk in there, however. Honestly, I would be so down for T.S. Madison's Drag Race. Or like, you know how Monet is doing that YouTube series at the moment where it has a bunch of Rue girls doing design challenges head to head? I haven't watched it yet. But I've seen like clips. I need that. T.S. Madison has been hosting those like WoW like DragCon reunion shows as well. Chef's kiss. T.S. Madison's so good on those. She's a great moderator. But anyway, so on Drag Race, there's, you know, the top 3 queens of the week, and then the bottom 3 queens of the week who did poorly. And then of the bottom 3, the judges decide who are the 2 that are going to lip sync. This season on Canada, the winner of the challenge gets to save somebody from the bottom, so they don't have to lip sync. Even if they were the worst one that week, and on any other season would absolutely be one of the 3 lip syncing, the winner of the challenge can save them. Which I think is actually a really cool concept, and actually adds some sort of strategy to the main season of Drag Race. And I think is a really fun spin twist on the format. I don't hate it. And it's already been proven to be like kind of iconic. So on this most recent episode, the bottom 3 queens are pleading their cases to the winner about who they should save and who they shouldn't. And a fight breaks out between 2 of the contestants, to the point where one of the contestants was like, "Don't save me and don't save her, because I want to fucking fight her." I want to lip sync against her. I need to fucking fight this bitch. Don't save either of us. Save this one, who was the worst of the week and should not have been who should absolutely be lip syncing. Save her, because I want to fight this one. And so, the winner saved Queen A, and Queen B and C battled it out in lip sync. And it was such good TV. And the fight, it was like this, it was so good. I was like, this is exactly what I need from Drag Race. Like, I'm so ready for the queens to like give good TV again. Like, we need to uplift the queens who are not afraid to be a little messy, because I'm sorry, like, are we remembering any fun confessional moments from season 14? No. Are we remembering Tamisha and Candy fighting in Untucked all these years later? Yes. But the you know, delightful little hug fest outside of the fight between Jasmine and Maddie Morphosis, that's what we remember. This is your moment, have it. Like, I'm sorry, but like it if it doesn't have that, it's not really and very entertaining. Like, as good as the runways can be. It's like, the runways are cool, but if the season's boring, I'll just watch the runways on YouTube and follow the queens on Instagram. Season 15 is one of the best seasons of Drag Race in general, and I will probably still feel that way years from now, because of queens, obviously like Sasha, dominating and just giving us like peak everything, but also like Lux, Mistress, and Lucy hating each other, despising each other. Like, it's so good. It's so fucking good. They're so good at TV. It's amazing. Even if there was never really like a big blowout fight, it's just the even if it's like I'm microdosing drama, it's still to me incredibly entertaining because you just are looking for like a dirty look or like a little just like a comment, like a rude remark. The sprinklings of drama throughout the entire thing is just to me as satisfying to watch as like a big fight, you know? As long as there's some sort of dramatic tension going on, it makes for a great show. I think about Lux going down the line of each queen just to call Lucy generic. Yes! Or do you think, Lucy, do you think if you were in a lip sync with Lux, you would win? I don't know. Lux, do you think you could beat Lucy? Absolutely. It's just so, like, it's just so good. Yeah, the season 15 promos, I agree, is also another one that's like, is just one of the best ones. We froze. My computer went back to looking like Vista for a second. Why did Steam open? What the fuck just happened to my computer? Are you guys still there? Am I still live?